Come into the room, family. Come into the room. I am the H-Town Vet, and I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Coasty is the first in the room saying evening, H-Town, and the family. Give us a moment to check our sound. Thank you for your patience. The sound sounds fabulous here, so thank y'all for coming in. As we said, Coasty was the first into the room. And for those that are new to the channel, we do it a little different over here. As it relates to veteran channels, we are very interactive. We do cover information, different topics, news, veteran disability compensation information, all variety of topics for dependents, disabled veterans, honorably discharged veterans, and those that are not honorably discharged, how to get your status upgraded. So family, we want to say thank you for all of you that are here. We're going to acknowledge the people as they come into the room. We have MG Smith says, H-Town, good evening, and veterans. Coasty speaking to everybody. Betty Bop says, H-Town, good evening. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. Yes, indeed. Didn't enjoyed it so much I didn't even realize it was Tuesday. How about that? And we have Brother Charleston said, evening, Coasty, MG Smith, and welcome to H-Town, cool listening jazz channel. You know what it's all about. Like Wolfman Jack back in the day. Just sit back and relax, baby. It's going to be all right. So family, we want to thank y'all for coming in. We're going to go ahead and get started. We appreciate y'all communicating with each other, shouting each other out, saying how and greeting. So let us get started, family. When it comes to our live chat, you have to be subscribed for 5 days. We had a few people, that were commenting, hey, why you got to wait 5 days? Kind of, trying to say, hey, why don't you do it this way and that way? We have reasons that we do this. And if you just don't want to be subscribed to the channel to be able to chat, that's not going to happen. The only way you will be able to chat on our live streams is by subscribing. I understand that may put some people in a difficult situation because we'll know who you are and block you if you become disrupted. But if you have no ill intentions, 5 days, family, let me ask you this here. Let me know if 5 day wait is reasonable or not as far as being able to chat because we're going to talk about it a little later. Let us know if you think that's reasonable or unreasonable. Let us know. If it's reasonable, put a thumbs up or yes. If it's unreasonable, say no, it's not reasonable, put a no. Family, so we do this to keep down trolling issues. We cover this every time. And that's one thing that makes it suspect to me. If I'm letting you know clearly why we have a 5 day wait to be able to, you have to be subscribed for 5 days in order to chat. And when you ignore the fact that I do it for trolling, it makes me think that you might possibly going to troll. That may not be the case, but understand the people that have trolled in the past have ignored me talking, laying out rules. And they just, well, let's do this here. Why don't we do that? And I say, well, no, this is the rule. And they just ignore when I say that. We not tolerating that no more. When you come to somebody's house, you got to follow the rules. If you don't like it, you keep it moving. So the family saying, yes, they saying that's pretty reasonable. 5 days. Let me pull that back up. So what I'm getting from the family here, the people that are here day to day, that does not disrupt the channel, that are known quantities, people that I dealt with on a regular basis through the good times, the bad times, not always being clear with each other, doing our best to do so, they say the 5 days is not unreasonable. And we're going to keep it there. Sometimes we may raise it more than that, depending on the environment. Like we said in the military, dealing with the conditions on the ground. I thought about going back to 4 or 5 months. So just get in where you fit in. When you come to somebody's channel, try to come in bringing information, not telling them how to run their channel. And you should be all right. But I appreciate if your intentions are well, we'll see. No trolling. Smash that like button if this information is informative and it's helpful to you. And if you enjoy the channel. Now we're going to get ready to get on topic. So everybody, let's focus. And the topic for tonight is, we're going to be talking about, has anybody seen Dougie? The age we don't know. He's wearing a VIP badge somewhere because he's a very important individual. And the last time he was seen talking anything about veterans was on October the 6th, 2025. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. That's the same day that the Washington Post put out its first hit piece on veterans. We're going to talk about this tonight. Coasty said, H-Town, you cracked me up with Dougie on the milk. I'm about to laugh saying it. Coasty said, H-Town, you cracked me up with Dougie on the milk carton. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all remember those days before the internet. Y'all remember those days when they would put missing children and missing adults on the milk carton because that was a way to disseminate information. Has anybody seen Dougie? When we were getting all these attacks from all areas, where was Dougie? Do anybody seen him? Have you looked for him? Is he at Mar-a-Lago with the president? Where is he? Is he somewhere doing a revival? Where is Pastor Dougie? Have you seen him? This is what I'm asking. Betty Bob Slav say, not the milk carton, Coasty. Yes, indeed. And somebody already stole my idea. Already stole the idea. So I'm letting y'all know we putting the information out there and it's impacting. We're going to explain why that's the case. H-Town, did you get an email on Dougie? Yes, I did. And I have it as a link. Yeah, the milk carton is funny. How you think he would see this here? How do you think he would respond to this milk carton with his face on it? All right. And we're going to tell you what we mean by it. Okay. We're talking about missing when it comes to veterans having to defend ourselves. Some of the few voices that are out there, like myself, making sure that this news get out when they are trying to undermine us, send in Trojan horses to misrepresent us. Let's talk about it. And in particular, the question is, why has Doug Collins been MIA during the Washington Post hit pieces on vets until he was attacked by the Washington Post? Quite interesting. All right. Now they say a hit dog holler. You understand where I come from? So when you ain't stepping on his toes, he's quiet. But when they start attacking his leadership, oh boy. Now he got something to say. And we're going to see if he brings us up. Since he represents us and he says that he's going to protect our benefits, stand for the veteran and these type of things, right? Now, listen, Charleston say Pastor Dougie was in a monastery doing penance for last acts. We don't want to know what those acts are. In our Baptist terminology, we bind that in the name of Jesus. Now, M.G. Smith say Dougie would say fake news, and that's exactly what he said. And then we say, Evening Benny. I miss Benny, and I apologize. Benny says, hello, H-Town, Vet, and chat family. Show love to Benny. Benny has been one of my pretty much day ones. I say day 2 or day 3. I started noticing him, Alaskan Ice, and about 3 or 4 other individuals. Bionic Woman, they all came through when I first started, and I appreciate them. So we're going to talk about it tonight. And family, here's the thing. When we're standing against these things, if he say he's representing us, Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, AKA Dougie, AKA Pastor Dougie, we want to know, where was he when we were being attacked on several fronts? And we're going to talk about that, okay? We're going to do it fair and balanced over here, as they say in the news. Everybody's saying hello to Benny. Yes, indeed. And they're speaking. Family, let's talk about it. Where was he? Why wasn't he standing with us? And, that's really the case with a lot of people. We're kind of on our own. A lot of some other veterans are not standing with us either. Everybody seems to be doing their own thing, but they can't cancel us out. You understand? Let's talk about it. Now, when I use the term MIA, he was missing in action, that is to put no disrespect on anybody that was missing in action. God bless them. We thank God for them and our POWs. That's actual photo from World War I of American soldiers as POWs, prisoners of war. So we don't just honor the Congressional Medal honor winners, but also the POWs and those that were missing in action. Thank you. Respect to all of you. Now we're going to get on. We're going to do Dougie Talks tonight. I know, Brother Charleston, how you feel about it, but we got to deal with what's going on with the Secretary of the VA, Dougie. We're going to deal with that tonight. And, we're sitting here, family, and we're trying to make sure that we're doing things right. We want to make sure that we're covering everything balanced. Now, fair use, family. Now, hold on. Oh, all of a sudden, Doug Collins started saying it's fake news all of a sudden, what the Washington Post said. Clickbait, all that. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Hold on. How is that the case? Hold on. Where has he been? All of a sudden, he was missing. He was on that milk carton. Now, all of a sudden, fake news. We understand, H-Town, need to have a reference to explain our feelings. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So it's not meant to disrespect those that are served. And even Medal of Honor winners, we love you and we respect you too. But anybody get out of line, we consider you veterans first. You're not immune from being checked by other veterans. None of us are. But those of you that step out of line, whether you are stateside soldier, you've been in combat, that gives you no special protection, because we know that Benedict Arnold was one of the greatest war heroes and greatest betrayers, and we'll never forget that. That doesn't give you a rubber stamp to speak over us or for us. You can speak with us or for yourself personally, but don't speak for us if we're not on code with what we are doing as a group. And that's what's going to be the difference with us, because we're not using greed. You understand? Washington Post hit piece, right? They did several hit pieces. So let me get in here, family. I might have to find it, make sure I got the rights. Okay, I think I got it where I need to be. I'm making sure we're straight. So first they started off with hit pieces on us. And during this time, nothing was said. I heard nothing. We kept asking, where is Pastor Dougie? Where is Congress? Where is the Senate and the House? Those that say where are these other organizations? Now let's see what our sister says right now. Our sister, Betty Bob says, H-Town, I'm so glad you caught what I was trying to say about Dougie. He showed up like a good for nothing person that tried to defend their lies. Woo! Come on now. Come on now. We're gonna talk about it. Is the Secretary of the VA for the veteran or for himself? You decide tonight. And why has he been missing? And we're going to talk about it, family, okay? They did hit pieces on us, talking about a lot of veterans doing fraudulent things to get benefits. It was all lies from the Washington Post. In particular, one person who had a personal vendetta against us as veterans. I'm going to cover her. Oh boy, there we go. Now, so let's talk about this. Give me a second. I got to make sure I'm going to have to do a full screen because we're going to break it down before we hear what the Honorable Pastor Dougie had to say. Okay? It won't let me get to it. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes I'm trying to make it where I can read it, fam. All right, let's see. All right, let me see. There we go. Okay. That ain't gonna work. All right. Give me a second. Trying to find. Now let's see. MG Smith say, Betty real talks. You know, she said the word lies, and you saw we pull up. Now listen to what 66, show some love to 66 TLUV. He's for Trump and himself. It seems like that. Now, if y'all have a different opinion, I want y'all to share. Nobody will ever pick on you if you feel like he's doing the right thing. So we're not we don't do the yes man thing. No, if you feel different, we respect your position and you get to state it freely because this is an open veteran channel. Now, Charleston said, yes, Ship made Betty Bob's. Dougie, not a peep to defend his veterans, but defends Trump administrations. What the F? Now, family, I'm trying to get this thing right here. All right, I'm trying to. Oh, that didn't work. Give me a second. It won't let me. I'm not able to do it yet. So, family, we're going to get to it here. Thank you. So let me make it as big as I can. Let me know if y'all can see it. So, family, here we're going to start at the bottom. This is going to show somewhat of a timeline. And this is the lady, Lisa Wren. She's the one that I believe authored most of these articles, if not all of them, working for the Washington Post, from what I heard, allegedly, right? So the first one came out October 6th. That's why we had that on the milk carton. October 6th. How some veterans exploit 193 billion VA programs due to a lax control. It's not 193 billion programs. What they pay out in VA compensation is $193 billion. So already the numbers are being misrepresented. Then on October I believe that's the 8th. Not far out to say. Then they come in again. And of course, they had to put a black man as the most fraudulent one. Had this on a loop, him jumping up and down, turning flips when he was committing fraud with his back. VA disability programs is a honor system. These veterans are defrauding it. But all these veterans that they find was something that they learned from the VA themselves. The VA had already prosecuted these veterans or addressed the issue of their fraudulent behavior. That's how the Washington Post found out about it. And on that one, Doug Collins was silent. On the first one, October the 6th, he was silent. Then come to October 30th, lawmakers, watchdog, acknowledging failings of Veterans Disability Program. That was that farce they had in the Senate when they had Lieutenant Colonel Gade retired up there, and they saying that, oh, we here to try to help veterans, improve veterans, and all it. And it was just another hit piece, right? Then after that, it's another one that says Social Security scraps plans to limit disability benefits after the uproar. So all this caused problems with, and at that, Doug Collins had nothing to say with none of these issues. Then then they came after him. They did an article on him, December the 13th, 2025, and suddenly he didn't have laryngitis no more. Suddenly he could talk. He couldn't speak for us, but he could speak for his position and his decisions. Follow me. VA, this is what the article was. VA from the Washington Post. VA plans to abruptly eliminate tens of thousands of healthcare jobs. Strain on the veteran affairs system could grow with the elimination of as many as 35,000, mostly unfilled healthcare positions, including doctors and nurses. So they did say it was unfilled, and that's something he kind of brings up. Now, let's see what he does now. He comes out and he speaks about this. And this is the lady pretty much doing it. He kind of made some issues about her plagiarizing things. Fair use, family, fair use. This is for informative and educational purposes only. And we're going to watch this video where Doug Collins, he went on X and a few other social media platforms and talked about these issues. And we're about to cover it. Let's see what we got here. All right. Fair use. I had to start in the dark, family, because he gets to talking quick. You got to watch people talk so fast. I'm not saying they're always up to something, but let's see what we got here. All right, family? Tell me if you can hear, put speakers in the chat once it starts.
Hey, everyone, it's Doug. You know, one of the hardest parts about working for the Trump administration is fighting back against the constant drumbeat of fake news from liberal activist media outlets. And when it comes to fake news, no one is worse than the Washington Post.
That's the first time I heard him say something about fake news in the Washington Post, right? He said nobody's the worst. Where was he on October the 6th when they did the hit piece on us? Where were you, Dougie? Why weren't you talking like this then? What's different now? Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, why are you open and the first person you reference is the president, not the veterans that you represent? Yeah. See, H-Town have a unique skill. Yeah, I'm a Southern man and people see me as simple, but when it comes to breaking these things down, nobody does it better because I understand how people think and their motives, because I sit back and pay attention to them. Now, listen to what Betty Bob say. H-Town, the Washington Post was just like the song Bobby Womack. If you think you're lonely now, wait until the night. That's when Dougie showed up trying to protect his lives. Now, I don't know. Y'all got to push back against me. You're welcome. Say the sound is all right, MG Smith. Thank you. So, and this is my perspective, but I want you to give yours. And you are welcome to come in, and because sometimes people disagree, and I learn, and I might have a different attitude. You might help change mine. Jay Oliver say, good evening, family. Everybody show love to Jay Oliver. Big Blue back in the house, Blick Blue 50, say yes. Come on now, fam. We showing love. The sound is good. Wonderful. Now let's listen to more, because he has energy now. Where was he 3 months ago in October when we were catching hell? We were catching hell from the Washington Post. We were catching hell from the Senate. Shout out Senator Tuberville. Shout out Lieutenant Colonel Gabe. Shout out Dakota Meyer, Medal of Honor winner, talking against our benefits. Well, that wasn't honorable, was it? Why they get their benefits now? Huh? Let's talk about it. We got 11 likes and 11 watching. Thank you, family, for coming in there. Let's get to this thing here. Charleston says, my VA hospital replaced degree doctors with nurse practitioners in the PAC units. So they're going to get substitutes, and I have nothing wrong with nurse practitioners. Now they've made that an unprofessional position under the Trump administration. Y'all have to tell me how y'all feel about that. I don't know either way. Let's talk about it. Let's hear more from our Secretary, Doug Collins, Secretary of the VA, that is.
The Post December 13th story about the Department of Veterans Affairs is a great illustration of how the Post lies, yes, lies, to its readers in order to score political points.
So he said they lied to the leaders in order to score political points. You know, the leaders, you know why they say lie to their leaders? Guess who their leader is? Jeff Bezos. He owns it. And guess what? He has government contracts. All these billionaires are filthy rich because of the U.S. government giving them contracts. This is going to be a common thread, you see. Elon Musk is a welfare billionaire. They were given $7,500 tax credit to buy his cars, whether they were working good or not. Huh? Now, if they gave tax credits for us as having a disabled veteran business, we'd be wealthy too. People would be incentivized to buy stuff. Spin Dr. Dougie, I hear you. He say plans to disrupt, eliminate VA plans. This is what the Washington Post wrote, which he's refuting. VA plans to disruptly eliminate tens of thousands of healthcare jobs, which we read a few minutes ago.
Against the Trump administration. I'll give you 3 examples from the story to prove my point. First example, the piece tries to mislead people into thinking VA is going to fire 35,000 healthcare workers. That's false, a lie. No VA employees are being removed, and veteran care will not be impacted. All we are doing is taking unfilled and unnecessary positions off the books.
Who say they're unnecessary? Who say that those positions are necessary? You define them as unnecessary, then eliminate them. Who's saying that those positions weren't needed? But you say, you know what? Not needed, unnecessary. That's called a shortage. But you defined it as unnecessary. And if we catch you in a lie or two, can we really believe that anything you say is true? But I know Pastor Dougie, this is a minister, a chaplain in the military, wouldn't be lying to us. I know this. This is a Southern preacher here. You understand? A God-fearing, a Bible-toting preacher. Now listen, Big Blue say, I called him a used car salesman from the beginning. You sure did. I didn't forget it. I wanted to believe more. I really have a special, you know, I ain't gonna say respect. Affinity to him because he's a Southern preacher. I grew up listening to Southern preachers. For a long while there, I believe that the Southern preachers, especially the white ones, it was going to bring a lot of unity with people like with the racial divide, with people like Billy Graham and other people that were real, trying to bring people together. And so I said, well, hey, we got to start backing them up. Everybody's showing how the blue say not forward facing. Everybody showing love to Blue and JR. Now let's see.
Most of these positions haven't been filled in a year or more, and all VA medical facilities continue to hire people as needed. Here's example number 2. Later in the story, the Post fabricates parts of an email from a medical center director to make it appear as if he was complaining about these changes. The Post's dishonesty here is off the charts.
So now I know nothing of this. This is internal information from what I know, but I'm assuming that, he's saying they took the quote from the doctor out of context. And then here, we got Jay Oliver in the house. Say, hey, gang vets, yes, glad to see you, Jay Oliver.
Here's a quote from the Post describing the director's email.
So listen what it said.
He wrote that he had been expecting this year to fill 734 job vacancies with new nurses, doctors, and other staff. But here's the thing. The director said no such thing. His email doesn't even include the word doctor or nurse. And rather than complaining about our...
But he being slick, but didn't include 700 something jobs. If he's a doctor, it's going to be in the medical field. So I'm assuming that some of those positions may be doctors and nurses, if all of them are not. You see that sleight of hand he just did? Fam, hold on. We got to go back on this thing. Now listen to this. So you got to listen when somebody talking fast like a car salesman.
That he had been expecting this year to fill 734 job vacancies.
Now listen. So he wrote that this is what they wrote, that they were expecting to have 734 job vacancies with new nurses and doctors. Well, if they were talking to a doctor, they may add it more in. If he say, well, I'm going to fill 734 vacancies. Well, they're assuming if he's a doctor, they're talking about nurses and doctors. Well, he listen to Dougie. Dougie don't say, he don't refute that the doctor said 734 job vacancies. He refute the part about them being nurses and doctors. That's a distinction without a difference. All the medical staff are important.
With new nurses, doctors, and other staff. But here's the thing. The director said no such thing. His email doesn't even include the word doctor or nurse.
But it doesn't include 734 job vacancies. That's what we want to know. Come on, fam. Now listen what Betty Bob say. My brother is a Southern preacher and a real good liar. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you know what my folks say? If it wasn't for money, it'd be no preachers. Now listen. 6 TV say, folks usually expect a couple of liars in the administration. Yes. Yet I've never seen an administration as a whole that lied like this one. You know how Trump operates, the president operates. You better be on his side or you a threat. I'm not saying they putting out all lies. I'm just saying Trump, he don't take no defections. He said, you're fired, like he used to do on his show. They quit, not fired. Yeah, pressed out. Early retirement. Quitting. My dad, this is what Brother Charleston say, my dad always told me to quit before they fire you. Come on. You can read the tea leaves. And who want to work in an atmosphere where they're not wanted? And do you want to have somebody treating you that's under stressed because they're in fear of losing their job. Not really.
And rather than complaining about our efforts to take unfilled and unnecessary positions off the books, the director actually defends them. Let's actually quote the director. We had 734 vacancies. Many of these vacancies were never encumbered or very difficult to fill and literally were vacant for years.
Listen, that's slick talk. The director said very difficult to fill. So if they were very difficult to fill, it's not that they didn't need the people in those positions, the medical staff or people working at the hospital. The problem was they couldn't find qualified people to take the positions. Not that some of the positions were not needed. Now, some of them maybe wasn't. Come on now. Listen to the whole conversation.
This has become an event to do some housekeeping and cleanup of the books. The director directly contradicts the Post fake news by writing here zero truth to the rumors that the VA staff will be let go. Now, fine.
Now, always a nursing shortage. You got that right. And that's true for the VA also, because nurses have the option of going anywhere, like teachers. They can go anywhere in the area. They can go to federal VA hospitals or private hospitals. They could go to other states. They have more options. Now listen, say, show this first. Now listen, shows his first administration had a little character. A few of them did quit, going out the door, called him a moron. I remember that. I remember that on that first time he was in office, President Trump. Now, they did say some choice words toward him. Now, Betty Bob say, Charleston Z, that is true. A lot if the nurse did quit, including my doctor's nurse, and now my doctor answers all of her own emails. She says she prefers it and makes her closer to her patients. And she might not have a choice. But here's the problem. How many less patients do she see because she has to respond more and more to emails? That's why they have medical staff helping the doctors, because they're qualified and trained to give medical attention to us. Well, if they spending more time making emails and responding to that, that's less time with patients directly in person, in my opinion. How do y'all feel about that? Let's listen more to Dougie here.
Finally, example 3. The Post story misrepresents wait times for VA mental health care in San Diego. To quote the Post, veterans in San Diego area are waiting 60 to 90 days to access mental health services. Here's the reality. Wait times for mental health care at the San Diego VA Medical Center are a fraction of that. 9 days for established patients, 28 days for new patients as of December 13th. As you can see, the Washington Post refuses to cover the Trump administration fairly or accurately, regardless of what the facts are.
Now, did you hear what he said? He didn't say refuses to cover the VA unfairly. He put himself as part of the Trump administration, which he is, but he's supposed to be representing us, and he's mentioned Trump more than he mentioned veterans. Have you noticed that? He said the name Trump more than he said the word veteran. Am I lying or making this up? He's spoken more about the Trump administration. Well, his job is for us. It's to make sure we straight, in my opinion. Now listen, Shipmate Betty Bops. This is from Charleston. Shipmate Betty Bops. True, I always had ESP, observing people and real motives, served me well in the Navy. So I agree, from Betty Bob said. Charleston Z, I agree. Family, let's continue.
This is a sad state of affairs, but there is one silver lining. The Post is hemorrhaging money so bad, its shoddy brand of liberal activism journalism hopefully won't be around much longer.
Well, they are making acts of desperation. Okay, they are involved in acts of desperation. Why are we saying that? Because when you try to go look at the articles, they want you to pay. They're doing a lot of clickbait to get veterans to come, even though it's like a child that can't get the parents' attention. So what they do, they start falling out at the store. A lot of times you just ignore them and keep getting your food and whatever. If you went with Mom Leola, she'd leave you and call, say, your child at the store. She ain't never had that problem out of me. She left her own grandkids. When I went, I had my hand on her purse. She leave you. You better stay right with her. Now listen. 66 says his White House chief of staff just had a few words to say about him and other in the administration. Now they are trying to downplay it. Now, but if he defending, I'm trying to listen for Pastor Dougie to defend us, the people he's representing, because he's in a position to represent us because he's making decisions on our livelihood. Let's see.
We're not afraid of facts here at the VA, but what we are, and what I've said all along, is we will fight against anyone who wants to lie about the VA, and especially those who want to hurt our veterans.
Hold on. Did you hear that? Oh, he doing this preacher move. You see he got a little bounce on him? He about to close out his sermon. You see him bouncing? He been watching too many black preachers. Too many Baptist black preachers. You see him? I don't understand why they want to hurt the veteran. Well, they've been hurting since October the 6th. Where were you? Dougie, you were missing. You were missing in action, my friend. Where were you when they said that we were defrauding the government? Most of us were lame and this and scamming and we would have real disabilities. Where were you when they made article after article criticizing veterans in their disability claims? Where were you? Now you talking about you don't want them to hurt us. They not already done that. Where were you then? And now you're not really talking about us. You talking about you. You giving us lip service. Let's go back over this. I need to hear more of this. Listen to this.
Want to hurt our veterans. I don't understand why they want about the VA, and especially those who want to hurt our veterans. I don't understand why they want to hurt the veterans, but I'm going to call you out every time. Watch.
Okay, he don't understand why they want to hurt the veteran. They said why they want to hurt the veteran because of all the benefits that we are getting. Come on, man. Because the 5th largest budget of the U.S. government is veteran benefits. The 2nd largest part of the U.S. government administration is the VA. Knock that off. That's a whole bunch of free money to do other stuff with. And if they don't sit there. Now let's see what our brothers say here. Our brother 66 says, yep, Dougie always referred to us as his veterans. Hold on now. Huh? I want to be, no, he don't owe me now. My people been free since 19th of June, 1867. Yeah, we were enslaved in Texas for another couple of years. Not even the good white folks told us we were free. So we don't need nobody talking about his veterans. Well, if we are his veterans, let's say we are, why he ain't protecting us like we his? He's our leader. Let us know, family. Do you trust Doug Collins' leadership? Yes or no? Put a Y for yes or N for no. And family, come on, let's talk about it. Yet he let us get trampled on, make it make sense, please. And coaches say real talk, 66. Then Betty Bob say we got 13 likes and 11 watching. Thank you, family. Listen to here. Charles say, you slaying me, H-Town, preach off. Oh, I ain't trying to out preach you. He said, preach off. Now we is Doug Collins properly representing us, protecting us from what you hear here. Do you have any confidence in him? MG Smith says no. Betty Bob says no. Charleston say no. I'm on the fence. I'm hoping that he changed. I hope he does stuff to redeem himself. Yeah, that's hypocritical from information. I gotta tell y'all the truth, but I'm still honest with you. I still have an affinity to the Secretary of the VA. I don't know why. Just referring to when he wants to be in front of the camera, cheesing H-Town, real truth. I'm trying to see the good. Can I look at the glass is half full? Give me something good. Come on, give me something to work with. He got to be better. He haven't cursed us out. Kosi say he's going to call them out every time. Well, he missed a few times. No, Kosi say no. Jeff say no. He believes he have kept coming back for perverted benefits. Let me say he believes we have kept coming back for perverted benefits. Family, I'm telling you, they think us seeking our benefits for ourselves and our dependence is perverted. If you want to get if you're a retiree, if you want to get your retirement, your full military retirement and your VA disability benefit, that's considered a perverse incentive. You shouldn't seek to get 50% higher rating just to get your retirement too. That's perverse. And all these people papered up. All of them got their phones. You understand? And you just keep hopping in and out the room. You're just giving me a view every time you hop in and out the room. You know that, right? It's a new view all over again. So you just keep clicking. Three people keep hopping in and out because they just copying me. But they hate to give me the view. But every time you hop out, that's another view. The last video we had, over 300 some people watching. It's going toward 500 now. 400 and something. Huh? See, let me tell you something. I'm going to break down to you this game about this tonight. I'm going to break it down about this YouTube game. Everything you see with my views are authentic. Some people buy views. And I'm going to break down some people don't have the proper engagement. We're going to talk about it. Now, fam, let's get back to this last part. Because he say he for us. Let's hear him stand up for these veterans. He telling you better believe, or you a believer.
To lie about the VA, and especially those who want to hurt our veterans. I don't understand why they want to hurt the veterans, but I'm going to call you out every time. Washington Post, do better.
Amen. Hallelujah. I've seen the light in the holy dark room. Yes, indeed. I'm a believer. I might get saved again. I'm going to the altar, family. Pastor Dougie gonna lay hands on me. Come on now. Huh, Pastor Dougie, you saw at the end what he did. You saw him. Look what he said. Look how serious. He ain't playing with y'all. Y'all think he playing.
We'll fight against anyone who wants to lie about the VA, and especially those who want to hurt our veterans. I don't understand why they want to hurt the veterans, but I'm going to call you out every time. Washington Post, do better.
Whoo! Pastor Dougie got mad. He's standing up. Huh? That's our shield right there. Y'all heard it. You think he playing, fam? You think he playing? Come on, family. Yes, the Washington Post, if Jeff Bezos, he didn't say his name. Huh? He kind of slid around that, saying, do your leaders know what you're doing? Yeah, he know what he's doing. He run the paper. He was scared to even say the man's name. Come on now. He better say, hey, Jay Oliver. Family, y'all think, well, this ain't nothing to be played with around here. Now listen. So we have 66 says, we consider it an honor to wear the uniform and rep our country. Yes, indeed. We still did it under a contract, and we held up our end of the contract. Our country has to do the same. Yes, they can't come back and try to change the rules. Where I come from, you're right, 66. Where I come from, if you change the rules in the middle of the game, that's called cheating. Huh? Am I right, family? That almost got me freaking. Now, this is the man that runs the Washington Post, Jeff Bezos, the man on Amazon, and he gets federal contracts, right? Just say, yes, check out that face of his. That was a mean look. A pastor don't supposed to look mean like that. Look like he wants to fight. Like, you know, he's going to start to give him for that. It's almost like he's threatening people. Because he was bouncing when he was doing it. He was up on it, boy. Please, Dougie, it's just an amazing actor. Everybody say, oh, he putting on a show. Y'all didn't feel the spirit when he was doing it? Okay, I thought I felt the spirit. It might have just been gas. Now, listen, Charlton say, poor Pastor Dougie feels left out, had to speak up when his position was attacked. When Dougie says veterans attack, he means him. Because where was he for the other veterans like us that were getting attacked? We want to know. Fam, we going to cover it. Did you see him speak up in any way? Let us know. And like we say, the same Jeff Bezos that runs Amazon and the Washington Post, he gets government contracts. All these billionaires. No, so I'm talking about these. Time out, family. But that ain't the only thing he wasn't speaking up on. All right, give me a second here. Thank you for your patience. Now, that wasn't all he wasn't speaking up on. There's some other things he should have been speaking up on, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And everybody speaking, he say, I agree, Charleston. Yes, indeed. And that was Charleston's statement. You say every man out for himself. But I told, listen, here we go. He's speaking, but don't nobody hear him. Okay, he's speaking. I was waiting for him to say what he gonna do from us, but he got that microphone. We don't hear him. Let's talk about it. When Dakota Meyer, the Medal of Honor winner, attacked us right before they gave all the Medal of Honor winners $100,000 a year, from $1,400 a month to $100,000 a year. He said this right before that. Stop paying people to be broken, talking about us disabled veterans. System rewards pain. He goes on to say, we have to stop confusing sacrifice with suffering. Where was Doug Collins then when this attack was done by a fellow veteran? Where was he then? Crickets. Do you think Doug Collins, I'm gonna ask you the question in a little bit. He was quiet. He ain't say nothing. What about when Senator Tuberville was in that Senate hearing, letting Gabe come up there and say awful things? And he said, you know, is anybody got something to say? Anybody want to say anything? And coincidentally, Lieutenant Colonel Gabe, that's in his state, the state of Alabama, I believe it is, Mobile to be specific, owns business in this state. That was his cue to talk. Now listen to what Jay Oliver say. H-Town, you are right. He should have been in that briefing when they were tearing at our bones and flesh. They just dogged us. And only one person stood up for us properly. What was her name? She was a female veteran. What was her name? Why would all the men cowards? What was her name? Even the ones that had spoke on our side, they rubbed us good on one side, then they kicked us in the behind on the other. Shout out Ryan Galasky, talking about, oh yeah, we need to get the veterans their benefits, but not in perverse incentives. Who was the only person that wasn't wishy-washy? Jay Oliver said her name was Tammy Duckworth, a veteran, a W amputee, a helicopter pilot, and they're always attacking her. And she haven't showed me anything until she told me something different. She showed respect. When it's time for her to stand for us, she do. Charleston say, Tammy Duckworth. Yes, indeed. Man, listen to 66. Man, something about Tuberville really rubs me the wrong way. I just ain't feeling that guy no kind of way. Listen, from what our brother was saying, either Jay Oliver or MG Smith, which one of y'all was telling me about it? That he was a PE coach, became a college football coach, then all of a sudden he in the Senate. Just a PE teacher. Huh? I wonder if he's a multi-millionaire now. Huh? And that was the hearing. Now listen to this little slick stuff. I want y'all to hear what was said when what you just saw that image of Tuberville when him and Gade was playing this dog and pony show. They was reading from a script. Tuberville say, thank you. With the passage and fast track information of the PACT Act. So it was fast track. So should there be a problem that people are getting their benefits quicker? But he's saying with the passage and fast track information of the PACT Act, it has put a strain on the disability claim process. How in the world fast tracking veterans, getting them benefits quicker, puts a strain on the disability process? Somebody tell me how that makes sense. This is what Senator Tuberville say. He said put a strain. A strain is having backlogs of VA claims. Tell me if I'm wrong. I need y'all to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm confused, PE teacher, coach, Senator Tuberville. He say the passage and fast track information of the PACT Act, it has put a strain on the disability claim process. No, it sped it up. In many ways, it's made it better. How did he not explaining? Look what he said. Now he throwing out bones for Gade to speak. How can we simplify that? So he want to simplify it where you don't fast track PACT Act claims. Simplify means slow down. Because if it's already fast tracked, that means he don't like the way it's going. That means he want to slow it down. Is that simplifying? Getting away with it? That's simplified? Now, so a strain for him, this man don't know what he's talking about. Now listen, we say, how can we make sure they both work? Well, right now, one of them is working, the PACT Act, and they're making improvements on it. They have issues with it, but it's working. How you gonna work on two systems at one time? By saying one of them putting a strain on the other. So now we got to dismantle both of them. You hear what I just said? Now listen to what it said. Now listen here. Listen. He gets down to what his real concern is. A lot of money has been put into this. Anybody? So he gonna bring up the dollars that we getting and the money invested for veterans, well, we're the largest part of the population, the government, fifth largest budget of the U.S. government. But not all veterans are disabled. Only about 30% are disabled veterans. And of those, all of them don't get compensation. You understand? You have a 0%, you don't get none. 10%, you ain't getting but about $180. Only 26% have 100% rating. Anybody? You see, he say anybody. He didn't want to call Gabe's name because it showed they working together. Now listen to what Coastie said. Congress should have thought of the strain before they sent veterans to war. Boom. No, they get you out there because they children don't have to go like that. You got one or two may have a child in there. They send us out there, the poor folks. You understand? Those we have economic issues. We need education. Come on now. He say, now listen to say, I want you to, a lot of money has been put into this. Anybody, and he talks so quietly, and all of a sudden, anybody showed up. They had a meeting before the meeting. They had a meeting about the meeting. They had a meeting after the meeting. This was choreographed. Gabe has to say something. And let's see. Now, brother, Jay Oliver said Tuberville is just physical education, bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Science, and coach that was on TV and became a congressman. He could not handle NIL compensation for athletes. Because the athletes started getting paid. See, a lot of these coaches, they see themselves as some kind of slave master. So they would use these young players that many of them, everybody can't make it to the NFL, so they're getting paid in college. He didn't like that. But they get paid the big money. How you gonna get paid the money as a coach and the talent that's taking the risk ain't getting paid? You got some of them in college, the NIL, they're getting paid, some of them rich, millionaires. Coach Prime, what's his name? Coach Prime, one of the greatest athletes ever. His son, both his sons millionaires in college. Several players. NIL compensation, where now they're paying college athletes to play football and baseball, basketball. That. So now he wants to part and parcel veteran compensation. Was he a veteran? Is Tuberville a veteran? Was he in the military? That's something we never asked. If y'all find out, let us know. Now we have our brother here. Let us know, was Senator Tuberville in the military? Now 66 says, so the government finally admits that they have hid some things and delayed making things right. Finally doing what's right is now fast tracking and putting a strain on the VA system. Now he's letting you know what is putting a strain on the VA money. Substitute the word system for money. Listen, I'm gonna read that first statement. We're going to the first sentence and we're gonna separate money. Substitute the word money. This is Senator Tuberville. With the passage and fast track information of the PACT Act, it has put a strain on the disability money, meaning all the money set aside for our disability. How can we simplify that? How can we cut how much money we give to veterans because of the PACT Act and other VA disability claims? Why are we getting a PACT Act and these disability claims? Huh? Anybody? So Gabe's he say no. Yeah, I'm like how y'all saying it. Now 66 says they all should be speaking out against the fact that some vets have went on without any proper compensation and or acknowledgement, all because our government was slow to act for them. And many died before they got any benefits. So you have to fast track because we have, what's the average age of a Vietnam veteran now? Is the average age of a Vietnam veteran 70 something years old? Come on. Yeah, they need to fast track. They don't explain why it's cut fast track. Many of them passed away before they could get the benefits. And they can't say they didn't stand up. Many Vietnam veterans were standing up right after they got out the war when the war was still going on. M.G. Smith said, I think this is the cutting administration for anyone but themselves. Yes. Anyone but themselves. How much they get on that food allowance? $78 a day? When you add that up over a month, they get more than somebody with a 90% VA disability rating. Yeah, from what I heard, Congress members get a food stipend, a meal stipend for $78. And it adds up to over $2,000, I believe, just right over what somebody with a 90% disability rating gets. Won't they cut that, since all of them make over $200,000, $300,000, $400,000? They won't cut that, don't. They want to penny pinch with us. They want to cherry pick our benefits. H-Town ain't playing with them. Everybody's starting to watch it. I know you sitting back watching. You can't copy it because I got the support of my people here. My people give me life. They give me the information I need, the courage I need to move forward. So, are they saying only football athletes should enlist? That's an interesting one. If they raise military pay equal with football players, maybe that would work. Now, it ain't not. The college players getting paid more money than us. Many of them are getting paid way more money than us, especially top athletes. Do they really need lunch money? That's a way to look at it, Coasty. Do Congress really need lunch money? Y'all know I'm gonna cover that on the live. That's lunch money. I like that term. Coasty, you're gonna have me in Judge Judy Court, small claims court again, because I want to use that. Do Congress really need lunch money? While trying to cut VA benefits. Does Senator Tuberville need lunch money when trying to cut? Streamline VA disability benefits because it's working too smooth. Seem like they benefits are working smooth in Congress. Now listen, make six figures and get a food stipend. How do our employees have better benefits than us, the employer, yes, indeed. Yeah, the employee, we the employee, that's right. Make six figures and get a few stipends. How do our employees, meaning Congress, that's how they work for us, have better benefits than us, the employer? Well, I'm about to tell y'all something. Don't get mad at me. I'm gonna come up on the screen. Don't throw nothing at the computer. They got a better healthcare plan than us. And if they have excess, don't get mad when I say this. If they balance the budget and there's money left over, they put it in a little fund for themselves and they can split it up. Did you know that? Go look and see if I'm making it up. That when they balance the budget, our tax money, if it's some left over, they got a little coffer to put it in. Don't throw nothing at me. Now, M.G. Smith say, Coasty, on fire tonight. He was in the last chat too. Yes, indeed. Yes, man, you on fire, Coasty. All y'all putting that hot fire. I like what 66 doing too, but Coasty on fire tonight. Austin putting it down, so it's better by. But Coasty, what's been going on? You've been on a vengeance. Now, Jay Oliver says in DC at their home where they get $34,000 a year, to rent a place. So they keep the house and they get $34,000 to rent a place. I wonder they get money for travel too, that per diem. Do you know anything about that, Betty Bob? Do when they fly back and forth to their home, do they have to pay for the plane tickets if they live in another state, or is that covered? They catch a couple of them using their funds for vacations in the past. 66 say yes, even vote on their own raise. Wish I could have that option. Wow. Yeah, it must be nice, huh? Now he's saying all this here, Senator Tuberville, and our brothers say, and their interns do all the paperwork. Their interns do all the paperwork for them for free. Interns don't get paid. Wow. Yes, travel is not on them. So they get to travel for free too. Betty Bob say, even when they going home, not doing Congress business, just flying back home, their plane tickets are paid for. Wow. Y'all really making me irritated. And it's because of the way they treat us. Now listen to what Gage said. He's going to bring up the PACT Act. Now listen to what he says. This is what we saw before when he was speaking. Senator. Oh, he say anybody? That's what Tuberville say. He say senator. So he was talking directly to him. To Tuberville, Gage was. Senator, I'd like to just briefly point out that there are several things in the PACT Act that are not only problematic. So he just said that it's working fast track and moving, but he says problematic. Tuberville says it's working smoothly. It's fast tracking people. He says problematic because they're getting their money too fast. He say not only problematic from a sort of overloading the system point of view, but also problematic from a he said that twice, moral point of view. So what morals got to do when they sent us to service? Was there a moral clause in your military contract when you joined the military? Was there any morality or Christian morals or Muslim morals? That's the kind of morals he's talking about. He says it's immoral for us to get what we got. He say from a moral point of view, remember perverse incentives. So listen what he say. So here's an example. The PACT Act makes hypertension presumptive condition for all Vietnam veterans who are exposed to Agent Orange. I don't see nothing wrong with that, because many of them don't have records. They didn't keep as good records. They didn't get the treatment. They went on with their life because they wouldn't help them. What is not mentioned in the PACT Act or any other discussion around that is that when you're normalized, in other words, for age, sex, and race, non-veterans of those age groups have the same exact hypertension rates as veterans do in those age groups. So basically trying to say, like, poor people, black people, yeah, we eat less healthy. Yeah, of course, there's going to be things. Now, here's the thing, but you got veterans getting hypertension in their early 20s. And I don't know to verify what he's saying is true. What study? So we're compensating for being, that is, giving the expression, but old fat people getting hypertension. You see how he mocking people that have weight, old fat people getting hypertension. They kind of didn't write it exactly how he said it, but it's pretty much it. That's going to happen, sort of all of us at some point, but everybody ain't gonna have the money you have, dude. But that PACT Act it allowed people to shift their responsibility from their lifestyle. Hold on. When you were in the military, did you choose the lifestyle of doing PT? Did you choose the lifestyle? Meaning, yeah, you chose to go in the military, but they said if you got injured in their lifestyle that they were going to compensate you or make you whole for anything that happened to you. That's in the contract. I'm going to go over it one day. Responsible for those lifestyle conditions from themselves to the government, and blame the government for problems that are already the fault, that are not the fault of the government. And therefore taxpayers are being taken a bath on that. So basically he's telling him, hey, listen, we don't need to give no tax money to no disabled veterans, to any veteran programs, while this hypocrite is a disabled veteran. Now, Gabe, now look what Tuberville say. Did he push back? Did he disagree? Look what he said. Thank you. So anybody, what simple changes do we need to make sure disability claims go to the right people? Go ahead, Ryan. So the right people, it ain't me, my black behind they don't plan on giving me nothing, but they shouldn't stop putting black people on the front line. Female veterans, they don't gonna plan you getting anything, and all the poor veterans, poor white veterans, they got something for you too. This is an elitist thing they got going on now. And all of them in bed together. All of them in bed. You don't see a whole bunch of black congressmen there, but they in on it too. They behind the scenes because they ain't speaking up, they ain't saying nothing. They just as bad. And I don't want to mention that one that makes me hot. Y'all know who he is. I don't want to say his name. Now let's see. Yeah, I've been saying a lot. Let's see here. Let's get on. So let me move this up here, family. See, they want to make cuts, but they want to play the game, but escape the name. Just say you trying to undermine us, because our benefits right now is based on a severity assessment. So how you going to cut our benefits when it's based on how frequent our symptoms are, how long our symptoms last, how our symptoms and disability impacts our daily life, and how it impacts on work, meaning work limits. Come on now. Let me get over here and read these here, because y'all, we need a national push for veteran organization. Now listen, what 66 say, we need a national push by all veteran organizations, but they have to be on code. Start a movement to look at our politicians' benefits so we can get what we might cut. Now listen, a lot of these veteran organizations are being paid and funded partially by the VA. That's a problem too. Many VSOs are. So they're gonna want to play the game. And now the problem is with a lot of veteran organizations that are funded by the government, they're leaning more on the government because they're getting less new members, especially when people talking about calling our benefits perverse incentives. And a lot of younger veterans are not going to the American Legion. We just showed you Veteran of Foreign Wars are closing chapters because younger veterans are not going there. Now, Charleston says, so Gabe is saying Agent Orange is like Kool-Aid bug juice we had in the Navy, not really harmful. He didn't call it harmful, did he? He didn't say nothing about it being harmful. He said it could be other reasons why y'all were affected. That's what he's saying. He say it's more because of being obese. What about the people that are not obese? Oh, you just making it up. There has to be an explanation other than Agent Orange. He didn't even talk about the severe effects of Agent Orange and other chemicals. I was exposed to sarin gas. They sent me 2 letters saying it. I remember when it happened, but they said, oh, we're blowing this stuff up over there. It's nothing in there. They lied. Now listen to 66. Don't forget about the fire in the 70s that destroyed a bunch of hard copy records. Yeah, but I think they got backups. Let me tell you why. Every time a veteran file a claim, they never say we can't find the records. If you got evidence, they're gonna pull them records to find out were you there. They might have a backup. Now 66 say, wish it was mandatory for a medical exit exam when I got out and had the knowledge I have today. Same here. They having them now, but we didn't have it back then. Would be covered for a few more things by the VA today. There were some during the Vietnam era who fought until they got their benefits. One guy got out with 100%, but he knew the game. A lot of people don't. To get our money, that's right. Now, MG Smith say, I've got the microphone in the TV and we don't hard to fight when they're playing fields out level. Fields not levels. Yeah, they playing fields not levels. Now listen, MG Smith say, they have the microphone making it hard for us to fight back. Yes, that's why we try to give you a voice here. And they watch. And they have people watching. Some of them interns are watching us. All the veteran channels. How do you think they learned about all these so-called claim sharks they were saying? Betty Box, 14 likes and 12 watching. People always watch alternative voices that they feel that might be a threat to their position. They pretend like they don't know us. They're never just going to recognize us outright. Understand that, but they know we're out here and we saying things that they can't refute because we are the ones experiencing this day in and day out. So they talk nothing about work limitations. Watch our video on this. They talk nothing about work limitations and how the disability interferes you from making a productive work life and not being able to do things that many employers require. Gabe was talking nothing about, he was talking about getting jobs and not giving our VA compensation, jobs instead, but nothing about the work limitations. Look, and Pastor Dougie said nothing about what happened in the Senate hearing. Nothing. He was quiet. When it came to junk disabilities, nothing. He said nothing. Let's see what he said on junk disabilities. This is from Gabe saying that many of the disabilities that we have are junk disabilities. All right. He say treat illness, don't compensate. This hearing we talking about. Look at that smug look. Most likely he's looking at Senator Tuberville like, boss, I did a good job, didn't I, boss? You gonna give me a butter biscuit, aren't you? Look at him, not caring about us, but he's trying to become some political guy. That veteran to the left looked like he want to do something to him because he was shaking his head the whole time. But when you ain't at his level that he feel, he getting them government contracts. He's carrying the water for boss. That's what it is. He called sleep apnea junk disability. Mental health conditions, junk disabilities. And mental health, it's serious conditions, and self-harm is one of them. He said, nah, it can be cured, he said. Now, listen, 66 say, Mr. Gay doesn't consider himself a veteran. I wonder what he used as a ladder to get to the level he is now. Well, we're about to tell you, 66. We know exactly what ladder he used. Remember you say he don't consider himself a veteran? So let's continue. We're about to get to that. Cured. He say mental health PTSD can be cured. So you don't have to pay for it. Now, what if some people believe him like they believe President Trump in his first administration when he said, oh, you can drink some type of cleaning thing and you'll be all right. And people was drinking it, calling the poison hotline. That doctor lady came right up behind her. No, you can't drink that. No, you can't drink bleach. No, she said that no. Now, he's saying you cured. Gabe, throw that medicine bottle away. You better take your medicine before you have an episode. Yeah, sleep apnea. No. Oh, here's your answer right here, 66. Now he said, I know H-Town just being sarcastic is all full of beer. Look, yeah, he don't consider himself a veteran. This is our last live stream, which is very popular. We got about 400. I don't know if it's 410. We had like almost 300 before we stopped, and a lot of people watching it. That's why everybody's engaged in what we're doing. They're watching us. Say, H-Town, you don't have no big channel. You don't have but 2,000 and what about almost 300 subscribers. I'm gonna break it down to you. Look what he said. This is what he says. You're right, 66. He said, I don't know if I can organize my life around the disability identity. And they say, meet our new CEO and owner, Daniel Gabe. Interfuse is the company. And he says Interfuse will soon, this is the people, when he coming on, because he came on to the country, they made him CEO and everything. The board did. They say Infuse will soon be certified as a service disabled veteran-owned small business. And we are looking forward to continue our exceptional service to our customers around the globe. So he considered himself around, he considered himself or organize his life around the disability identity, but he organized his business around it. Isn't that somewhat hypocritical? Hypocrite. Now Charleston say, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but Lieutenant Colonel looks a little out of shape, not healthy face. Hey, but he has some, he has something for all y'all. Somebody hurt him when he's in the military. One of y'all hurt his feelings and he wanna get back. Hypocrite. This is hypocritical language. And Pastor Dougie said nothing about this. Silent, but he speaks up when they attack him. We going somewhere with this. When they doing all these war stories and they putting war stories over honorable service. He had nothing to say about that. And they doing this bait and switch, Trojan horse, as you saw in the Senate hearing. Whether we trying to get 100%, then they trying, once they help us through the PACT Act and other programs, now the next thing they trying to get us back to full-time work. Which is it? Many veterans already work. Watch out for the VA bait and switch. And we remember all these people they getting to crash out. These Medal of Honor winners, these VSOs, these Purple Heart recipients. Shout out, Gabe. All right. Then hero worship. This is what we got to really watch out for. This is the Trojan horse. They have us hero worship, and that's the problem. Some top put his butterball in check. Put it in check. We got to watch. We respect honorable service. We don't worship people as heroes because war stories can be made up. Now, I don't know why I keep doing that. I did that by accident. Super soldier syndrome. We need to stay away from hero worship and super soldier syndrome, that they put these veterans separate from us as a Trojan horse to attack us. Personal achievement over completing the mission as a group. Everybody should have their individual accomplishments in the military, but we shouldn't put one veteran over another. How y'all feel about that? And one of the big things they did, they've been talking about cutting our money, but the Medal of Honor winner now, they're going to be getting $100,000 a year. And they didn't need a study, a hearing, or nothing to do it. And a veteran with 100% disability, veteran alone, is $48,000, less than half. With medical conditions. And the Medal of Honor winner could be disabled too. So that'd be 140. Dougie hadn't said anything about that. Haven't spoke on that $100,000 given to Medal of Honor winners. Do you think, let me ask y'all, do you think Dougie hero worship? Because he was on there with Sean Ryan and he seemed like he was a fanboy. Do you think Secretary of VA Doug Collins hero worship? Now then, Charleston said, I threw some shade because he said old fat people cause their own problems. You right. Yeah, he sure did. That face do look chubby. And now you right. I got what you were saying. 66, no man left behind, 100%. Yeah, they saying stand out individually. Wow, what kind of military would that make? If everybody's clamoring for position, clamoring for rank, clamoring for titles. Come on now. You should reward, competence. Yes, okay. He said nothing about all that. Oh, our brother Jordan, when he went to the VA, we watched this live stream, and he went down to the Florida VA thinking he's going to get some help. Somebody say, ask for my name. When they got there, he was getting help for PTSD, think he's going to be in some kind of treatment program. They tackled him. And he stayed there for 3 days, and when he got out, he never went back. And 6 months later, he took his own life. And Dougie didn't say anything. Doug Collins didn't say nothing that I heard. He only speaks out when he's attacked. But here at H-Town, our goal is to make sure that these dominoes don't fall and take down our benefits, letting them attack veterans. What can we do as a veteran family? Because we got a voice. What can we do to make our voice stronger? Let us know, family. Given the way the politicians are moving. And family, here we go. This was our topic for tonight. Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, aka Dougie, missing in action when it comes to us being attacked on all sides. Missing in action. He got his VIP badge. He running around all these different meetings and everything and going around rubbing elbows with others. Have you seen him when it comes to helping veterans? So did we give information that helped you answer the question tonight? Why has Doug Collins been MIA during the Washington Post hit piece on veterans until he was attacked? Tell me what you think in the comments. Why do you think that was? Why he was quiet? Do you think that was just strategic, or he made, he was there for us all along? He was playing chess behind the scenes. What do you think it was, fam? Let us know that he was rooting for us all along, but he just happened to say something when they attacked him. What do you think? Why was he quiet? Tell us what you think. And did we answer the question tonight, family? Yes, no, maybe. Did we answer that question? Why has Doug Collins been MIA during the Washington Post hits piece on veterans until he got attacked. We answered the question. Let me see. Say he wanted to only make strategic strikes. Okay, that's a good one. Yes, we answered the question. Jay Oliver said. Charleston say we answered the question. Thank you so much. And these people out here, do you think we're going to have to pick a fight with Congress? What do we got to get our voice out there? What can we do? Dougie has to check with his master before he speaks. Wow. But if he's representing us, he got to do what's in our best interest, right? Wow. Betty say Dougie spoke up to make this look good as if he was attacked. Yes. Yes, you did. Okay, we answered the question. And family, we're not going to let them pick on us. We're going to stand up. They're out here trying to make the veteran a dirty word. Remember, Lieutenant Colonel Gay don't consider him a veteran. Even Sean Ryan, the one that was in the Navy, he don't even say Navy. He say former Navy SEAL. He got to put Navy SEAL, not veteran. Now, oh, family, look who in the room. We know veteran ain't a bad word. Look who in the room. Our sister Firm Girl Rebel. We are here. Let's see what she said. Evening. Been listening while driving back home. Hope you are doing well. I'm on the good side of my withdrawals. On the good side of my withdrawals. Just a smidge of dizziness here and there. Okay, be careful and let your husband drive if you get too dizzy or pull off to the side of the road. Everybody say hi to Farm Girl Rebel. She was under the weather last time. Jay Oliver said hugs, Farm Girl Rebel. And then Farm Girl Rebel said hi to everybody. Family, we doing this thing tonight. We ain't been here but an hour and 39 minutes. I hope we covered it right. Did we do it justice tonight? Now, Charleston say Pastor Dougie got told to come out, fight by someone at a higher pay grade, but not before when Washington Post was hit on veterans, putting a hit out on veterans. Only when they started attacking the administration, the Trump administration, and Pastor Dougie in particular, Secretary of the VA. And they say, MG Smith say, hey, I'm glad you are here. Yes, indeed. Showing love. Everybody show love to my sister. Show love. Love to you. Betty say, hello, Farm Girl. How are you doing? Farm Girl, great. You doing better. That's from Charleston. She driving. Have you fed those goats in this weather? Now you feeling a little better. I shouldn't be fussing. Where are those goats? Oh, man. Where them out? I know your husband, your family, tell your daughter them come over there and nurse you, cook you some soup and stuff. I know you want to do everything, but we want you to take it slow. We want to make sure you get full recovery. Remember, family, the biggest thing is, first, the greatest weapon used against veterans is disorganization. The main thing that we do in the military, first thing we learn is to be organized. We organize so we can be prepared. If you're not prepared, unprepared equals unsafe. And they can do us harm and attack our benefits. Now listen to that Farm Girl, what she says. Goats and horses are fed, and I am all pumped, feeling better. I took my NAD. Okay. So NAD injections helped a lot. Okay. Now, let me ask you this here. What do you do to keep the horses and the goats' water from freezing? Do you have a heated barn, or what do you do? let us know. But I am concerned about your health too now. Don't think about it. H-Town family, what we're going to do is be on code. We're going to start getting out. What we're doing, we're getting our mental, our thoughts, our beliefs together, because all of us are bringing something. Once we get codified on our language, then we're going to start coming at them. Water tank heater for each water trough. Okay, now those water troughs are outside or inside the barn? Let me know, because we ain't have no water, because we down in Texas, we ain't never needed them for our stuff. The water troughs will be outside or in the barn, but they's kind of exposed barns. Now listen to what our brothers say, and we need to be on code here. Brother Coasty say, H-Town, have you heard Senator Shealy? He cuts into us bad, and he said he is a combat veteran. No, I haven't. So we need some information on this Senator Shealy, okay? So we getting, they getting in these positions because they are anti-veteran. They going in, they want to close the door behind them. We want more information on the individual. I have 3, 2 inside and 1 outside. Which animals are roaming free outside when it's cold? Yeah, we're going to start exposing all this. 18% of Congress, that includes the House and the Senate, 18% are veterans. And we're going to start going over these individuals and the ones that are non-veteran that are attacking our benefits. Yes, indeed. Family, we're going to go over a little VA law here. So thank you for being here. We appreciate y'all showing up. Fam, y'all are really doing this thing tonight. Let's get to that VA law. What's going on in Congress? Let's see what's happening in Congress, family. Oh, look at that. So before I read that, I got to read what Farm Girl says. She say, Farm Girl Rebel says, all my goats and horses don't mind the cold. They are hairy and happy. They can come and go into their respective barns if they wish. I have 2 barns and a goat shed. Let me ask you, the barns, are they connected or separate from each other? Now, look, so here's what we got going here, family. A new bill, S-1591, and it just was introduced and it's passed the Senate, and it's going to the House, then the president. It hasn't became law, it's right, just passed the Senate. What is it? And it was put up by Senator Morgan, Jerry Morgan, a Republican of Kansas. Now, this act to amend Title 38, United States Codes, to reorganize the acquisition structure of the Department of Veteran Affairs and to establish the Director of Cost Assessment. They want to see cost benefit analysis, cost effectiveness. Is it beneficial to give you your benefits, I'm assuming, and program evaluation in the department and for other purposes. What's other purposes? They come in there to try to play around with our money. We need to cut this, we need to cut that. We're going to raise hell. There's the whole act. Go to congress.gov and you can learn more about it. So family, so I hope that information is informative. That's our VA law for tonight. And go and watch that at congress.gov. And everybody say, then Farm Girl say, wish I could show a picture. One is a big old dairy barn. Send it to me in an email and I'll put it up. One is a big old dairy barn, the type you will see in picture. I brought this place because of that barn. Wow, the barn was there. One is The other is a separate pole shed, 80 by 40, goat shed, 25 by 60. That's a pretty big goat shed. We'll do. And make sure ain't none of your address on there, because you know these cuckoo people, I don't want you to have to put nobody down. This internet people, they weirdos. They'll be trying to come to your house and steal some of your goats. And goats get a lot of hair during the winter. Am I right? They get kind of woolly. They out there doing whatever they doing. Ghosts don't sweat it. Now, family, we went over that. Smash that like button, family. How we looking on likes right now? Smash that like button. Family, we got almost 30 likes on that. 20 by the time we got done. 10 more after the video. A lot of people, and the quality of the video was strange because it was clear, then it became blurry. I was trying to see if it was something they were tampering with, but I think it was just the way it went. And I showed, hey, because that was one of the most popular videos last night. But people still watching it. So family, smash that like button. Share this with others if you find it informative. And please subscribe. We would love to win your subscription. You know, if you are so impacted you want to communicate in the chat, you shouldn't mind subscribing. We have 15 likes and 10 watching. Now listen what it says. Charleston say, or Farm Girl Rebel, turn your barn into an Airbnb and rent out online. People will go in there. But you better not have your animals in there, because you got some weirdos. You don't want them in there with your animals. That's all I'm going to say on that. MG Smith say, Farm Girl, that's a big spread you got there. Sounds like a lot of work to me. Every time she's out there going handling business. I'm out at the barn, and she can pull up a chair. Yes, indeed. So family, smash that like button. Now we're going to get into veteran news, and we thank you, family, for being here. We're going to talk first about immigration. Say something, what that got to do with veterans? Well, sometimes it does. And sometimes it's a good thing. We got, this is from my sister, Betty Bops. We thank her for this. A Jamaican native spent several years in the U.S. illegally, earned citizenship through the military, became a doctor. Yes, indeed. Look at him right here. And I served with several Jamaicans. I think they can join the military. We thank him. And we're not promoting people coming here illegally, but we appreciate the hard work of those that sacrifice. But I'm glad people work on getting their paperwork right at some point. If you're in the military and you're not a citizen, while you're in the military, fight hard to get your citizenship. Don't slack on that. Let me see. And this is Dr. Lincoln Coffee. Remember the day back in his native Jamaica when his life changed forever. It was 1989. He was a senior in high school when living with a foster family since his father died when he was 13 years old. There was a school trip to Miami, Florida coming up, and his foster parents sat him down and told him that when the trip was over, they were going to arrange for him to stay in the U.S. instead of coming back to Jamaica. Okay, and then you go read this story. This is at KDH News, and we thank him for doing something positive. We appreciate that, and serving the country. That's all I say. Get your paperwork right. Now, Farm Girl say, I would never be comfortable with strangers on my property. No way. Oh, it sounded like she locked and loaded when she said that. So hands up, family. Hands up. You heard what she said? Hands up, y'all. Oh, email still. Oh, family, we about to pull something up. We're gonna see what Farm Girl and Rebel got out there. You understand what I'm saying? And then a Farm Girl Rebel say MG Smith, not too bad. Most of the land was sold off, just 4 acres now. Okay. Weirdos meet Mr. Smith and Wesson. Yeah, some people, your animals ain't safe around them. Heck no. That's sad, family, but I'm telling you, there's some weirdos out there. And now with live streaming, it gets wild out here. Let me see. I'm gonna get back to the news. We got apparently we're gonna have some news from our sister. Let's see what we got. She's just on the email. My email has been getting to me quite well now, family. Oh, family, look at here. Family, are y'all ready for this here? Come on now. How can I? I'm gonna do my best. To pull them up. I'm gonna have to pull them up maybe one at a time. I know I'm up here saying I want pictures them go. Oh Lord, look at this. I wish y'all didn't sell that land out, but I know it's hard handling all that land at one time. Farm Girl family, I'm about to pull this thing up. Let's see. Hopefully I can get this up. Let me see. Farm Girl Rebel. We're going to see what's going on in Farm Girl Rebels news. You hear what I said? Let me see, can I pull this up? All right, let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Let me see. 5 some. I don't see it. I wonder what it would be under. Family, I'm trying to find what would it be under. Give me a second. Image file. No, it ain't that. I forget how to share it, family. I might have to show it next time, but I'm really trying to find out how to pull this up. Now I want to know extra what's called. Let me see what this would be under. Image file, video file. Let me see. I don't think it's on the video. I see it there. I see it, but I can't get to it. I think that's it. All right, but that's not the wrong thing. Well, family, I tried to find it. I'm gonna have them on a slide next time, sister. Let's see, can I find it? Nah, let's see. Oh, maybe I can do it off desktop. Let's see. No, I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm gonna get it next time. Y'all hear me? So thank y'all for your patience. How was I able to pull hers up? You know what? You know what I'm gonna try to do? How did I pull what's columns up? Remember when she had that car wreck, I was able to pull hers up. Hold on, let me see, can I? Let me see, can I do it now? No, I can't find it. I'm gonna do it next time because I was able to do it before. We definitely do it next time, okay? We got that, and we're gonna put it in a slideshow for you. Now let's see. Technical problems tonight. Yes. Sorry for them, girl. I've done it before. LOL, I feel like I'm stepping on stage. Yeah, I want to do this so bad. I want to do it from the email, but I'm trying not to put your personal information. Now, let me see, can I do it where I can show it, but not show your information? Let me see what I can do here. I don't know if it'll come up like that. Okay, let's see. Let's see, screen share. Nah, that ain't it. So I can't do it. When pressure is off, yeah, we'll do it then. We're going to have next time, y'all better stay tuned. When we come back on Sunday, we're going to go over there for our sister, and we appreciate her for sharing. I'm so excited. I just want to share it with everybody. Now, family, let us get to the, let me see what any other news we got that we're going to share tonight. We're going to do a lot of news sharing. I think we covered pretty much everything. We went over that. So, family, we want to thank you. We covered the news. We're going to cover a lot of news on the next one. So, family, we thank y'all for being here tonight. Anything y'all want to say? Here's the new pay scale coming in a few weeks. Less than 2 years, about 2 weeks from now. That's the new pay scale for 2026. And we got to do a little house cleaning tonight, family. So I want y'all to pay attention to it. Okay? We got to do a little house cleaning. Now you can, I have the what you call them off, the comments off of the regular videos. If you go to the community tab, that's off to when we're talking about we reached 2,000, you can chat up under that. I ain't turned that off. Reason I ain't turned the other one on, I forgot how to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have time to do all that. I need to stop it. Okay, we got this in the community chat. And this was a couple of individuals here, and they were saying, when we had the last live stream, they were really liking it. And they saying, this one Raider HQ, I think I've heard of him before. He said, I wish you would have turned off subscriber only on the live stream with the 5-day delay. I would have joined to take part. Well, my thing is just come in, and I respond, I thank them, whatever, thanks for joining us, everything. But if you want to just wait for the 5 days, that's no problem. And another one said the Green Book says, just subbed, shut off that 5-day subscriber only for next time. Nah, I'm not shutting it off. I don't come tell nobody what to do on their channel, but he did say, would love to stop by and comment. Good show, though. Thank you. Well, the thing is, I want y'all to understand is that I'm not shutting nothing off. If you want to come to my channel, you come to my house, you don't tell me how to live, and I'm not going to tell you how to live at yours. So if you're liking what the content we putting out, you're welcome to come over and follow the rules. Because in the past we've had, and I'm sure y'all don't mean any harm, but in the past we've had people telling us how to do things, and that tends to don't work out. H-Town, thanks for you having this at the last minute. Yes, indeed. Now, I thought, I put the thing out last night, but yeah, I don't think it was last minute, but it was last night. Real late last night. Now, family, so that's how I look at it. If it ain't but 5 days, what's the problem? I'm not turning nothing off, and I'm not telling nobody how to run their channel, but we're going to do our thing here. So the 5-day wait, you have to be subscribed for 5 days to say something. And in some cases, I don't know if some people may, and you can explain yourself if you like to. I'm not speaking for you. don't want to subscribe to be able to comment. Well, if you don't want to subscribe to be able to comment, you can just sit back and watch. Or, because if you find this interesting enough to comment, you shouldn't have no problem with waiting 5 days. 2 or 3 of the days are already over. We do this to keep down trolling because you have to have skin in the game over here. We ain't got nobody telling people always need to do this, do that. Then they flip, right? Let's talk about military trauma. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Remember that? And that wasn't even a woman. That was a dude. So we handling our business here. If you like it, come. Now I want to talk about something else. Wild H-Town getting known around because that one individual, they pretty sharp. I've seen some of their stuff. I followed them. That Raider HQ. I think they pretty sharp. I feel respected. Now listen, Charleston say Wild H-Town getting known around town. That's why they call me H-Town. Huh? You'll know me when you see me. You hear what I'm saying? You may not know me by name, but you'll know me when you see me. We have a great community here and pretty much stay troll free with the odd duck once in a while. Now I say, that was great. You told Raider HQ that he has a great channel, but he has to embrace the problem with trolls. Yeah. I watched some of his stuff. I feel out, but I think yes, indeed. Now listen. Ren Mom says, "Hi everyone. I was swabbing the deck and listening to the live stream in the background. That's why we do visual and we do verbal. So some people maybe want to sit down and look, and some people might want to do this while they work. H-Town can talk all day and night. Sometimes I talk in my sleep. Everybody show love to our sister, Ren Mom. Farm Girl says hi, and Betty Bob. Now look, the reason the channel is getting around is because of a few things, okay? One is the content, all right? And, I do a lot of that, but y'all play an important part in helping me know what type of topics you find interesting, and so we add that in too. 2 is the engagement. Y'all engage, see, because a lot of people have a whole bunch of subscribers, but when you watch the live streams, ain't that many people there. Okay, you listening to me? Remom, hi Swabby. That means they mop because I learned that from the Pirate movie. Swab the deck mean mop the floor. Right, am I right? Hi Swabby. Do you swing as you do the deck? Y'all something else. Y'all something else. Navy people something else. So we appreciate the likes, in different ones. They do hearts. So family, look at that. Engagement. So we're looking at the likes. We're looking at the love, the hearts that you put in the chat. Yeah, we like those things. The algorithm pick up on that. They tell me how many emojis y'all put in and everything, okay? How many people view it. And likes based on the content. And I want to know, so if you listen to music, if people like the music or the setup, they give a like. That's engagement. That's people interaction. It ain't just subscribers. If you have, because some people can buy subscribers. Some people can buy views. But engagement is important. So how would I know, H-Town? I'm about to tell you how you know. One, if I tell it, they're going to change. But so let's say somebody have 1 million subscribers, but on every video they have less than 100 likes. That's not practical. If you have 1 million subscribers, you should at least have about 7,000 to 10,000, at least 1%, about 100,000, 70 to 100,000 likes. Swing and spin. Now listen what our brother says. Hold on, I'm missing something. Now listen, I did that once, H-Town. My wife gave me the meme mug all day the next day, bro. What is that? What did I say? I forgot what I said, bro. Now, said, okay, say, where can I go to get paid as a subscriber? H-Town opened a whole new side gig for me. Where can I go get paid as a subscriber? Now, so listen. So the way it works is that if you have a certain number of views, and really your subscriber count plays a part, but it's really how many people are watching the videos. You could have a whole bunch of subscribers that never watch. So it's how many people watching the video, how much interaction you get, how many likes you get on the video. All these are things. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? For example, on this channel here, I know this brother, he has, if you look to the, I want to say to the left, you'll notice right where his picture is and his name, you ain't got to say his name, but 139,000 subscribers, 139K. But when at the end of this session, when he was, during the session, he only had 37 people watching. Doing a live stream now. See, because live stream, that's all I can open. Hard to get a whole bunch of people live. 13 people watching, and 37 people watching and 13 likes. Okay. And when you go over what? When it was over, he had 231 views, even though he has over 139 subscribers. That's why I'm telling you, when you live stream like myself, this is what builds your channel. People come through and view your videos later, the pre-recorded ones, but it's good to interact. People like our channel because the people here are competent people. That's why we deal with the trolls. Now, I know a lot of y'all were like at first kind of confused, like H-Town, why is he whining about controls and stuff? Because discouragers will hinder progress. You can't have nobody, because somebody new to the channel, they'll be thinking we go along what they're doing. And eventually they're going to crash out and do a gade on you. Huh? Talk in your sleep. Yes, indeed. Yo, you heard that. Yes, sometimes I talk in my sleep. See, in order to be a consistent YouTuber, you have to be able to dial monologue. Monologue is meaning I can sit here and talk all night. Family, y'all saw me do it for 6 hours before. I don't want to do that. I could talk all night. I have to cut it off because I could talk and not talk about the same topic at all. I'm from a family of talkers, okay? All right? I can talk monologue. Some people cannot monologue. That's why, they might get other people to come on and they play off of each other, or they might put out some information, but actually interacting. We give, let me get them off the screen because I'm not, commenting on him, because both of them, I've seen them before. They have good information. But we here at our channel, we're doing something that nobody really does. Interact with the veteran. And let me tell you why. Because people don't interact. Why they don't interact as much? Because they're afraid of looking bad. They're afraid of what the people might say, something that they don't know. You get what I'm saying? They'll be embarrassed that the person will ask them something. You can't have an ego when you do this, because there are going to be topics that you are more adept at. And if I stifle you by trying to act like I know more than you, I'm not going to get the good information from you I need. You understand? So we're going to learn as an exchange. When they ask me, well, what makes a good woman or man for a relationship? Well, they need to be able to learn something from each other. If I'm dealing with a woman, I need to be able to learn something from her. She needs to be able to help me in areas I'm blindsided and vice versa. Okay? A man without an agenda, a woman is going to become frustrated because you don't have no agenda for her to follow, but you fussing about she ain't doing this and she ain't doing that, but you ain't telling her what instructions, where you fit, where she fit in your life. Huh? Ambiguity is a problem. We having that with Dougie. Now, listen, MG Smith say, I hug with you until 11 a.m. on a chat. So I know, I say I hung with you. I'm sorry. I hung with you until 12 a.m. on a chat. So I know it to be true. And remember one night, didn't we go to 1 o'clock in the morning? 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think you held down till you went to sleep, man. And let's see, let me tell you something, family, about our channel. And I really appreciate, I'm just being straight up, but I appreciate them, those individuals commenting because it meant a lot to me. But I have structure here, okay? Yes, sir, you did. We was at the 1 o'clock at night. Now, and if Frog Princess want to come and sing again, she's so welcome. You are welcome, Frog Princess. That is Boomer's daughter. She's about my daughter's age, maybe a year or so younger, I think, or older. Now, H-Town, Vic, mission statement. We're informative, interactive, respectful, transparent, and protective of the chat and of the channel. Once I learned more, I did better. I didn't know what trolling, all types of trolling there was. So I didn't know when people saying the same thing over and over, they were actually trolling because they didn't say something positive to try to get back in some to Junior one day, say, what you gonna do about these trolls? And it was on Christmas of last year. Now, troll free. People gonna come around because we can do stuff here. Like I said, they can't monologue. If they start telling me what to do on the channel, let's say somebody came up, oh, you should do this, you do that, I don't like what you do here. If I just get quiet and say, okay, you tell us, give us a program to follow, and then I get quiet, go. They gonna be hemming and hawing. They don't have the charisma, the intelligence, the Southern swag to captivate an audience. So they just gonna come up here in a Bieber bubble. There was a guy at the VA. Now listen, we say, Betty Bob, y'all, none of y'all forget that. I remember that, H-Town. I woke up and you were still on at 12:30 a.m. You know what? I remember you coming back, Betty Bops, and saying something. MG Smith said, yes, Betty, that was a marathon chat. It was fun. Yes. Yes, we gonna do it again. Now, I ain't saying we're gonna be that long. I'm just joking. We're gonna have fun like that again. Family, in our regular schedule, it's good if you're gonna have a channel, stick to a certain time. Even though it's tempting, I try my best to stick to a certain times. Sundays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. So you need to let them know. You can't just put a time and not say, because your time zone may be different from theirs. They might be overseas. That's when people get consistent. Then I may do them on Tuesdays. Like tonight, I think it's Tuesday. So I have optional where we do we have breaking news about who? About Pastor Dougie, AKA the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, AKA he got 7, the used car salesman, AKA that was fun, MG Smith. I was a newbie then. What impacted you about that? What made you stay up when you came in? What was going through your head, Betty Box? When y'all see we would stay here so long, what was going through your head? What kind of veteran channel where you just continue to continue to talk? Why do you think we end up going that long? What is going on in the chat? What is going on with me dialoguing that we just keep talking? Let us know. Even Farm Grub say, I remember being on there quite late. LOL. My husband was wondering what the heck I was doing. Say, who is that big old black voice in the background? Don't get me in trouble, Farm Girl Rebel. This man talking all night. Who? That's a man voice back there. Say, I know you didn't start no mess. Oh, there ain't nobody but H-Town. Me and him go way back. Don't start no trouble, Farm Girl Rebel. Take your medication. Oh, she about to get me in trouble. Tell him I like goats too. Yeah. Man, he thought you were joining a cult or something. He thought you were being initiated into a cult. Because sometimes they be online now. Oh man, y'all so fun. Dougie got Elias's undercover dudes. Yes. Mm-hmm. And some of them coming here. Watch that live stream. And we will have unscheduled live streams, so click on notification. I think there were a couple late ones. Yes, indeed. We trying to keep it short. Like tonight, we're not here too late. It's 8:18. We've been here a little over 2 hours. We try to keep it between 2.5 hours. Our ultimate goal is to get it under 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Now, look what she said, LOL, and he can be very jealous man. He's supposed to. A man that ain't jealous, they say God is a jealous God. He's supposed to. Crack me up at 61 years old, not like men are still knocking on the door. You know what? Let me tell you something. You got to understand something. You valuable to him. And as long as you are valuable to him, some man is going to want you. This is how it works, you see. Huh? When I didn't have a car, nobody would give me a ride. When I didn't have money, the bank wouldn't loan me money. But once I got money, once I got a car, I can call anybody right now and get a ride. I got a few cars. Got a little change in my pocket. People will loan me money. If I had a woman by my side, all the women be like, what's so special about him? Huh? Ain't nothing special about me, baby. Ain't nothing special. Now, MG Smith said, H-Town, you were philosophy and sharing personal experience. And this is very important. See, my goal is to reach all of y'all. See, because a lot of people, it kind of throws them off. I sit here, I am proud to be a black man because this is how I was raised. This is who I am. But I was taught to love everybody. Every human being on this earth means something to me. Huh? Unless he's Ted Bundy. I'm not getting in the car with Ted Bundy. He said he only went after women. I don't care. I still don't want to be in the car with him. Now listen, Betty Bob say, thank you for that, MG Smith. Betty Bob says, it was good to keep talking. We got to enjoy each other company. We veterans to veterans family. And you know what's the hard part about it, fam? Y'all want to know what's the hard part about it? A lot of these people that are recognized as individual veterans, they are lonely. And I want to let them know you are welcome here. Let me tell you, Dakota Meyer, my brother, you are welcome here. We speak straight when it comes to you saying stuff or anybody saying but we got nothing but love for y'all, fam. You hear what I'm saying? Now, hold on. Let me ask this question. Is Pastor Dougie welcome here, fam? Only y'all can say, because this is interactive here. Are y'all going to embrace Pastor Dougie? Or y'all gonna have a few questions first? Now listen, Farm Girl say, LOL, he said the exact same thing, brought up how God was a jealous God. Yes, indeed. Say you will have no other God before me. You understand? Y'all women ain't no different. Y'all women ain't no different. Shoot. I'm gonna tell you something. My mechanic, his wife, good woman. She over there helping him with the cars. He has his own shop. And I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said who it was. Oh Lord. But yeah, I'ma say it. So one day, and all type of, women come through there, beautiful women, nice women, or whatever. One day, this one particular woman come through. She wasn't saying much but being polite with him. And he was talking to make sure a car was straight. And I was there. His wife was looking the beaming the whole time. Huh? Women know. And that woman gave that man 2 or 3 kids, and the daughter grown now. And she wasn't playing. And she the sweetest person in the world. Good people with me, like a sister to me. She ain't playing. I mostly remember MG Smith on the first stream I was on. I think you were having a bad night. I was really glad you were here. Okay. If I was having a bad night, why would y'all still come if I was having a bad night? I don't understand that. Why would y'all still come here if I was having a bad night? I just don't make sense to me. Now here, okay, and y'all say Dougie with open arms and closed fists. oh, JR, be something else. Yes, I'd accept Pastor Dougie in chat. I'd let him speak, but vet to vet. Okay. Oh, he couldn't use his position, his VIP status, you saying. He tried to talk down to earth. I have nothing nice to say about Pastor Dougie. But hold on. Sister Betty Bobs, can you at least say that the fact that he's a pastor, can you say something nice about his position? Remember, you say your brother's a pastor. Can you at least say that he's trying to serve the Lord, even though he's a lying preacher? Now, I understand. MG Smith, farm girl, I was so glad you were in the Air Force. I felt outnumbered under you until you got here. So we got a lot of Army, Navy, Air Force, and we have some Marines. Some do multiple. Let me see what it said. Let's see what our sister farm girl say. Someone tell me who this Dougie person is. Don't think I've ever seen him. Doug Collins, the Secretary of the VA. You never seen him? He's on the milk carton, that thumbnail. He been hiding. Here's our contact and donation information. And that was one thing that really impacted me, because a lot of people that's monetized with YouTube, they get paid a little money, but you have to have thousands of subscribers. You may make $10 or $60. It depends. $5 per, I want to say $5 to $10 per 10,000 views. But you got to get at least 6,000 or 7,000 a month. I don't know. But y'all showed me because y'all were donating. Here's our donation and contact information. Now let's see. Now listen to what I should say. Someone tell me, we gotta show him a picture, show her a picture of Pastor Dougie. Let me get through. MG Smith, we gotta get our fight. Hold on. We gotta get our own flight here like the squibs. We gotta do that. Tell me what you're talking about. Tell me what y'all mean. Okay. Farm Girl Rebel says, don't forget Coast Guard. Coast Guard. Yeah, I'm sorry. Coast Guard. Our brother Coasty in the house. representing. And we had another Coast Guard member come through too. Now, Charleston says, about a week or two ago, Farm Girl Rebel Squibbies and Squabs are Jet Blue Jackets, yes. Coasty. And Coasty been representing and holding it down. And when I need to defer to him, he here. When we did that stuff about what go on the bases, and fam, we just covered one new because we covered all the other ones. Go watch this on secondary service connections. How your in-car or your in-service cause or injury can have a primary effect on you when you get out of service and a secondary effect. Check it out. Now we at the after party, family, and you know we gonna dialogue. We gonna chop it up. See, let me tell y'all something. We at 2 hours and 27 minutes. Can we get out of here in 3? Are we gonna keep it close? But the thing is, family, who do you remember? Let me know. When you first came here, who was the first person in the chat that you remember interacting with that stood out to you? Who was the first person you remember in the chat that may be in here now that's still here? Or, yeah, still here that you remember? Because we got like MG Smith say Betty Bops was the first one. I remember when Betty Bops came, I was in another room and I remember her and she was so cool because now who was here first, Betty Bops or Farm Girl Rebel? And Crimson Alumni 4 been around. He been around a long time. Betty Bops Charleston. Z called me shipmate. Okay. You remember that. All right, let's see. Charleston say, Betty Bops, we bonded. Just like that. Y'all came around almost the same exact time. I don't know who was first. I think Charleston was first because that expert troll was jealous of Charleston because Charleston was so sharp and he tried to make him question what he was doing. Like, because, Charleston is a person like myself. We don't like offending nobody. I say, Charleston, what you did was okay. You was right. Now let's remember. So Farm Girl Rebel said, I remember MG Smith, Jay Oliver. I kind of remember y'all coming at the same time, Jay. Betty, Alaskan Ice, and Charleston. And Alaskan Ice is like one of day ones. I say day 3. Because she was here after about the second live stream. I started seeing her name, Bionic Woman, Benny, I believe it was, and there's another few people. I'm gonna write them down, some of the first ones, and when a lot of y'all came through. Sometime I go back and look at the old live streams. Farm Girl Rebel say Betty was here first. Okay, she was here first. Family, so why do you keep coming back? I want to ask you, Sister Farm Girl Rebel, why did you feel? Yes, indeed. The Popeyes guy, always talking about Popeyes. I remember the Popeyes guy. And I loved him, he was cool to an extent. Sometimes things, we just outgrow certain things. But yeah, there was a lot of people in here. It was a lot of good things. Even the expert troll, we all had some good times. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie about it. But people come and go. That's how our life is. Some people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Huh? Come on, let's talk about it. I thought Farm Girl Rebel was first. I don't know. Farm Girl, you've been here so long. I don't know. Who was first, Charleston or Farm Girl Rebel? Who was here first? I remember that weirdo that wanted to have a private chat for MST. Yes, that's the expert troll. And I want to tell y'all how I found out. I want to tell you how I found out it was him on these different accounts. Remember when he pretended to be that that queen that Sea Queen, and like he just got out the military and he moved to California, had a piranha, had to sell a piranha. And I want to talk about military S trauma. I knew it wasn't a female. I couldn't say nothing because I wasn't 100% sure, but women don't like talking openly about being assaulted. And I want to have a special meeting where I came. And then I mentioned it one time a lot. Thank you for doing that. Because when I kept asking him, I say, hey, why don't you, I say, well, we've already got a video. Have you watched our video on it? I knew it was him because he never acknowledges when I tell him something, he'll just ignore it. That's how I knew he was Cindy Queen. That was the name. He was Miss Phenomenal. And he was that little new dude came in around Cindy Queen too. He was like 3 or 4 women. He's sitting up in some silk panties. Weirdo. And he was that other one that called me crashing out on the email. He'd been testing for a long time because when he first came, he came with that Miss Phenomenal. Yeah. You said drug dealers are producers. I ain't say nothing about on this channel. Y'all hear me talking about no drug dealers being no producers, but they producing drugs. And I say, and then they shut up because they think I'm just gonna argue with them. Because men, that's the way moist men flirt. When they're in a room with men like us, they argue. They like to argue because that's how they flirt with other men. That's how they get attention. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I can't remember anymore. LOL. Now let's see. Yes, indeed. When I came into the chat the first time, H-Town had a lot of questions and I answered them all and we were cool. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I kept coming back because of the people here and you, H-Town. Oh, she really gonna get a mark on my back. Meaning the channel, my brother, your wife like the channel and the information. Yeah, me, just the channel information. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's CQ. That was him. You know how I know it was him? Because when I said temper, they thought I wouldn't block a so-called female because he had a female image. You can run them images to see if they're real people, if they're stock photos. You know that. So when I blocked him, he was shocked. Then I blocked the other one he was right within a frame of about a minute and a half. I blocked 3 people he was. He came back and put a dot in the room in the chat to see if that Miss Phenomenal, he didn't put no typing. He just put a dot to see if I knew it was him. I blocked that. Then he started harassing me, talking about how, that I'm special ed and all that stuff. And I got dyslexic. That's dyslexic. And sometimes I my reading gets kind of crazy. And so he called me this and that. And my information wasn't that great. Why you here? But he pretend to be other people. And the idiot let me see his mama. The idiot was giving me his private information. I don't want your private information, dude. We not dating, dude. I'm not into men. I don't knock your lifestyle. God, dog. Anybody pretending to be women, be who you are. Get out there and express yourself. But homeboy, I never dated men. Leave me alone. I ain't used to men showing me this kind of attention. God, dog. I was thoroughly vetted. Well, did we send you through the rigmarole? Now, Paul Cox say, no, you don't just say dude was sitting. Oh, he say, no, you don't just say dude was sitting up there in a silk panties. Yeah, my daughter got over it. I said, yeah, he up there readjusting his thong. That's what I said. Yeah, I get hot. I kind of come out. I'm trying to be on my good Christian side of the game. And see, now they want to be here because they can't draw this type of crowd. We at the after party, family. Let me pull myself all the way up. They want to be us. They want to be able to gravitate and bring people. So, look, we've been talking about now we back on it. Huh? And I don't care who it is. Ain't nobody bigger than the channel, not even me. Because Betty Bops will tell you, I almost blocked myself. Betty Bops, wasn't I about to block myself? If she didn't believe that, she wouldn't have put in the chat, don't block yourself. But I want to prove that even I wasn't bigger than the rules. And y'all know when I block stuff, I don't know how to get it back. And I don't know what I'd have done. I don't know how to unblock people. MG Smith, did H-Town make you promise not to be trolled? Oh, I was rough back then. The farm girl, was I doing that? Now listen. Now Charleston say, yeah, that Popeyes was first troll. I asked, what was a troll? I was so unknowing. Yeah, trolls, I had to learn too. So trolls, trolls come in different ways. Trolls are people that like nag or annoy you or do little things to disrupt. You know, they are disruptors. There was a man in World War II that when they would go on infantry missions, he would predict how many of them would make it back. He was discharged out of the military because he was a discourager. He went on all the combat missions, but because of his language, he was trolling. He was trying to steer people away from the mission of the channel. Disrupt, so to throw us off the railroad track, derail the conversation. That's one form of trolling. Also, people that get in and say the different type of troll, like he kept saying Popeyes, okay? And he was the reason I kind of made the rules, because the problem with him, when I told people to stop being repetitive, everybody did because I blocked them, but he kept doing it on the slick. Yeah, Popeyes, it was a joke. When it's a joke one time, don't wear it out. And I went on his channel, he all up there with Buddha, with Nick Fuentes and all these other white supremacists. And Nick Fuentes says he's a white supremacist. And he's Hispanic. Huh? And he's up there, yeah. Then he had other people, they were doing this, Popeye this, Popeye that. Now, was that him? Yes. Now, CQ was him. Now, that ain't what he did. He did that. She was the full one crashing out talking about that we need to stop blocking people. That was him talking. She was talking nice, because I knew something was suspicious, because he has a picture of a slender, black, light-skinned female. That one there. So he was pretending, and she kept talking about we need to have groups on. He wanted to get with y'all females and do a therapy group on military trauma. And I say, this is a dude. One, I wasn't, that's why I didn't let y'all do that. First time he stopped, and then that person didn't come around for a while, then they popped back up. Because he thought he was gonna control my channel. The first time he used that character, Cindy Queen, she contacted me off site talking about, oh, Monday, are we doing this thing with military trauma? I say, no. I say, we talked about it, but no, we're not just doing it. We can't just have counseling groups like that, because this didn't come back for a long time. So he come with other characters. Yeah. Now, it was Miss Phenomenal that he put the dot in. H-Town, Fonz. What is Fonz? Cool. Fonzie cool. Everybody say hi to Paul. Brother Paul in the house. Respect. We were grilled. Yeah. But see, they thought I wasn't going to stick to my rules. You notice I haven't had to put the rules back out. You know why? Because what we've done, we've gotten codified, because I had to put the rules out, because I didn't want y'all to think I'm doing stuff arbitrarily, that I'm randomly just knocking people off. I knew that people like that expert troll, he wasn't gonna, that was Mr. International. I knew he wasn't gonna, he the one pretend to be all these other people. I knew he wasn't going to follow rules. He always come in after the rules. And he thought he was in some superior to me. Jay say, when I first came to the channel, I had finished a 6-month total isolation study and examination for being rated 10 to 90% and looking to share information. And you did just that. You wasn't looking to troll, I tell you that much. You looking to help. Paul Cox say, hello, Farm Girl Rebel, Betty Bob's Charleston, and MG Smith, and everybody speaking. I waited 3 months before chatting. I need to know, family. Now, family, I need to know. How long did you wait before you started chatting? Coasty, you waited 3 months. Why did you wait 3 months? What were you looking for? Or did you all of a sudden just say, oh, I want to start chatting now? Why did you wait? What were you looking for in me? What were you looking for on the channel? What were you looking for? Whatever it was it the chat? What were you, why were you hesitant? What were you waiting on? Let us know. And I want y'all to let us know how long before you live chatted and why did you wait that long? And if you chatted on the first time you came in, let us know that too. Everybody speaking. Betty Bob say, ooh, yes. And that red velvet cake, CQ ignored me. Yeah, because he would ignore Betty Bob's. He had a habit that whatever character he played, he ignored certain people. He did not like. He ignored Betty Bob's and he ignored Dogface Soldier. He despised Dogface Soldier when he was himself. He only spoke to certain people. Now we bring him up because he brought a lot of knowledge. But remember, the devil had knowledge, but he was immature. He thought he was smarter than me. How that's working for you, partner? Can you get somebody to follow you? Yeah, you help them with their benefits. They gonna, if that's what you do, they gonna follow you until you help them with their benefits. After that, they moving on. I keep people around because I know how to treat people. And if it's a disagreement, we'll work it out. If not, we'll go our separate ways. Consistency, my friend. Be yourself in the beginning. I don't ignore nobody here. And I ain't like another one. Always, why you didn't read my comment? Kept doing little slick stuff. Left for a long time. Come back, block them too. She was asking me too many questions. Yeah, that was him, Mr. Expert. Now, if people want to chat, they're going to have to come up on live stream. If they're going to debate or something, these new people, that's why I built y'all, and I'm glad a lot of y'all stayed. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that he would talk down to people. He would belittle people like what you were saying. He did that with y'all, and I got right on him. He backed up because you was a boy under me. Go sit down somewhere. Before you could say veteran, we was out here, Charleston was out here handling business. You be quiet. Yeah, kind of before I could say veteran. Charleston been around a while. He was in the Navy a long time ago. I was a little old boy. Now, MG Smith say, I waited 2 hours, and that's when the chat rules changed. Always brag about getting under the wire. Oh, you got in right before the chat rules came in. Yes. 66 say, think it took me 6 days, 6 other days, wanted to check the room out. What do y'all be looking for? Because when you go into these rooms, even though I'm talking a good game sometime, what do you look for? How do you know I'm not fake? I could be putting on the act this whole time. These last 2 years, I could be faking. I have ulterior motives. What make you come back? What are you looking for when somebody, because that's people that's more erudite and more charismatic than myself. Why would you stay here with this rough talking guy here? How long were you here? Now listen to Charleston. See, everybody getting their story, because I'm gonna tell you about these people. They don't want to hear your story. They want to talk about theirs. You're the center of attention here. You are the sweet one, and for the dudes, you the tough ones. I ain't calling no dudes sweet. Now, some of them get it wrong. You understand? Charleston say, I started chatting, but waited 2 weeks before subscribing. Like that. Because I wanted to see H-Town deal. You know what Charleston said to me, fam? Fam, let me tell you what Charleston said to me. Charleston said to me, we in the after party, family, so you can let it all hang out, all right? Unless you get on camera, you're going to have to make sure you properly dressed. Now, he said, what did you tell me before? I said, you said you waited because you wanted to see, was I for real? Or, you want to, I forget what you said, real, and I really respected that. Because Charleston heard people that talk a good game, but don't stand behind what they say. Over time, they'll flip on you. In other words, he's saying something about, I want to see if you meant what you said. Now listen to what Betty says. I waited 6 months. Wow. I was shy to the chat. Now, a flight attendant, shy. Why were you shy, my sister? Oh, after her jaw surgery, I had a lot to say to let everyone know how to not let the VA play them. Oh, you came in with a mission. Now listen to what Jay Oliver says. 3 months he waited. I didn't get enough interaction from the other channels and felt I was valued as an asset. What made you feel valued here? What about the way the channel is set up and the way we all interacted with you that made you feel valued here, brother? And we wasn't pulling your leg. Talk to us. Let us know. Coasty says, was checking out what the channel was all about. Checking out what the channel was about, and the kind of the same reason as Charleston, seeing what your deal was. Now tell me, when you go to these channels, what were you looking to see? When you say my deal, you heard me talking, but when you say deal, give me an idea. Because apparently something I said piqued your interest to come to the channel, but you said you didn't know for sure what it was all about. When you say my deal, what did you look at? What did you eventually find out my deal was? What told you, okay, his deal is this? What, in your opinion, what was my deal? Because you want to know what my deal was. When you finally figured it out, what did you figure out my deal was? I don't know. Because y'all looking at me, I'm crazy as a bitch, but I don't know. I'm assuming. Tell me what you found out, what the deal was. Now listen to 66 says, nothing about you, H-Town. Just don't like rooms with a bunch of trolls. You see why we got to get rid of the trolls? Some people don't like that. What did you find out H-Town deal was? What was the deal about H-Town? If somebody asked you, what's the deal about H-Town? What would you say? At first, I didn't know what the deal was. And what was it about me that you didn't know the deal? Because you said, I want to know what this guy talking about. What threw you off? Is it the way I talk too much? Tell me what it was. Let me know. I find this interesting. I learned about myself too. MG Smith says, H-Town, it only took me 2 hours and I knew you were for real, and I stayed after being verified. Oh Lord, I had to verify you. Let me ask you a question. How did you figure out that I was authentic? We say real, authentic, and some of you might still be checking me out. How did you figure out that I was authentic with all the chaos going on and me going crazy and kind of crashing out myself, going in on these trolls? And y'all didn't know at the time that they were trolls. But I thank God for Coasty, because Coasty say, I remember that. A lot of y'all missed things because they would wait till y'all get worked up. I said, how many grandkids you got? How many grandkids? And one of the trolls came in, yeah, my grandkids, but I like to thank Mr. Expert to help me my benefits, even though he had been banned from the channel. But Coasty caught that. And I didn't say nothing, but I handled that. I come back after time, because you don't want them to throw the momentum off, because y'all to be like, hey, what we do? Why is he fussing? Now, y'all say Charleston wanted to see what your angle was. Yes, that's what he said. That's what he said. Charleston said he wanted to see my angle. Meaning, do you mean you felt like I had some knowledge, but you were trying to see what my ultimate goal was with my knowledge? I had be able to connect with people, but you want to see, was I the Jim Jones type? Follow me to Guyana? Now listen, Charleston say, thank Jay, I forgot too. That's exactly what you said, Charleston. I want to see what your angle was. That's exactly, man, me and Charleston forgot what he said, but I remember now. You see how sharp Jay Oliver is? Now listen, I scoped out other channels. They all self-help for claims. Now, what's different about this channel? Rose City D in the house, family, y'all better come on with it. Come on with it. Now, Coasty say that you were helping veterans and not trying to scam them. Oh, okay. And that I didn't ask you to join my book a session, join my secret group over here. Okay. And I was actually speaking against that. Now, Rose City D in the house, and I'm gonna get to you, Jay Oliver. Rose City D say, hey, H-Town, good evening, H-Town. Vet and salute the chat. My birthday Friday, God bless. Just got my DV tags and placard at H-Town. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Everybody showing love to Rose City D. Look at everybody chatting with Rose City D. Do you see what we all about up in here? And Rose City D has always been around. He's been here a long time. I think Benny is the one that hipped him to the channel. Now let's see what our brother Jay Oliver say. When I spoke on my experience and referenced my paperwork and process, the room verified I was in the compensation game. Yes, because you're going to move a certain way. See, Mr. Expert wasn't even a veteran. He never said he was, but he kind of talked down on veterans. Well, he did little slick stuff like this here. Well, that could be wrong, but couldn't it be another way to look at that? That's the kind of stuff. And everybody's saying hello. And fam, let me tell you something. I want to ask y'all, since you've been here, how have you grown since you've been here as far as dealing with us? What about you has, I'll say, changed, or what things do you get here that you didn't have before you started the channel? Let me start off. One of the things that I get more interaction with people. I get to express myself without being misrepresented. That's number one for me. I don't care if people don't like what I say. I don't care if people think that my message is not for them. But I do care about being misrepresented. And one thing about the channel, it's recorded, so you can't misrepresent me. If I said it or didn't say it, it's on record. H-Town, I am shy, especially around people who pretend to know more than I do. And I can understand that. And a lot of them be pretending. And you notice I don't when they go off with all their expert knowledge, I say, well, you know, and when they, oh, I can help person, I don't charge nothing. I say, family, verify. I don't know. They say they can help people. And I said right in front of their face, but verify. They weren't trying to help people. They was trying to find people that was like them, that was trolls, so they could undermine my channel. He really wanted to take my channel. His goal was, because if you notice, he always say, look, I invited this person to the room. I invited that person to the room. So he had loyalists with him. So whenever he crashed out, he knew they would be on his side. But I dropped him and I kept going in on him. And some of the people that hung around for a while, even though they didn't crash out, they didn't want to hear me talking bad about him, so they left. I don't need nobody around that's not part of this mission. If you loyal to someone else that's a dirtbag, you go on with them. They help you with your benefits. I don't care. You get on away from him. Now listen, Jay Oliver say, when I see a vet, my antennas go up and I whisper to them, you get your compensation benefits. Yes, a lot of people try to hide this information from veterans or charge them for it. Now listen what Rose City D said. Feel like family here. What I got is what we are attentive to one another and genuinely want to see each other get what is deserved. And what happened is those that didn't feel that way, and there was several of them, they kept centering themselves. You know, they wasn't genuine. They could say good stuff and be very talented. I was some very talented people here, but they wasn't stable. They wasn't sincere. Eventually, your representative is going to leave and we're going to see the real you. A lot of them had a problem with me, you know, because they like H-Town just want to be the center of attention, or the fact that people would listen to me, it made them feel uncomfortable because they feel insecure when people are I can pull a following and they cannot. Because let's be honest, a whole bunch of people can go on live, but can they monologue and captivate an audience like this where we're talking, we sharing, we here for each other, huh? In the words of Tony Braxton, it's gonna take some working, but I believe that love is worth it. As long as your intentions are pure, huh? Come on. And Rosy D always bring life in my heart when he come around. 66 say, I like having conversation about some personal things sometime, talk about our benefits all the time, can be a little exhausting at times. Yeah, if we talk about benefits all the time, that's why we come in, we lighten it up. You know, I've been I put things in about the secondary condition, but we got to come in here and talk to each other. Good to hear about our sister born here and there. Yes, we need to talk to you. Now, listen to Charleston. I want you to give this testimony at Pastor Dougie's church too. You understand? Brother Charleston say, I've grown on H-Town channel, showing me that other veterans' experiences, though not my time, went through same hardships. Yes, indeed. Brother Charleston, you make me feel so happy, brother. I'm gonna tell y'all something, Brother Charleston. I know his heart because I know mine. And sometimes it takes me a while to get to know people, but him, I already knew who I was dealing with. Now he had to check me out for a while because I'm from the 5th Ward, so I got a little Houston game on me. You understand? But I don't steal no more. You hear what I said? I don't steal no less, but no more. Listen, Betty Bob said, H-Town, I did enjoy that you told the truth. You said verify and tell us all to research information you did not know or hear about, or you need more information. Yeah, if I didn't know it. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't nobody gonna tell you that. See, that's the key thing. If I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you I don't know it. If I'm not for sure, I'm gonna tell you I'm not for sure. If I say something out of mistake, I'm gonna come back and correct it. Huh? And they ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna act like they know everything. And when they don't know it, they gonna just pill over here. Well, you told me this and I followed what you said. And they'll block you. Then admit that they were wrong. And that's the weakness they got. That's how I knew I was dealing with shysters. Mr. Expert would never admit that he was wrong about nothing. Now, Coach say, learn a lot from you, H-Town, and the veteran family experiences. Yes, indeed. Farm Girl say, God, roll, folks. Love y'all. Get your rest and make sure you check in with your doctor and make sure your husband keep an eye on you. Make sure you're not getting no temperature or nothing. Everybody say good night. The Farm Girl Rebel. We've gone on 3 hours. We get ready to get out of here. But we're going to chat until everybody saying, Rose City D say good night to Farm Girl Rebel. Charleston Zimmerman says good night to Farm Girl Rebel. Good night, Farm Girl Rebel. And then MG Smith, H-Town, you and all my family here make me happy and proud to be a part of this veteran community. Where do you hear that anywhere else? Huh? Down home, when they know you by name and they treat you like family. Huh? Come on down. Pull up a chair. Let's talk a while. Can we do that? Even when y'all leaving, look at the love y'all show to those that leaving. Good night to all my brothers and sisters. Everybody say good night to 66 TLUV. Paul Cox says, good night, Farm Girl Rebel. And I'm gonna tell you somebody who's very important to me. He's a what's his name? He's a Desert Storm veteran. He had in this map. Army George. I love Army George. He say, MG Smith say, Farm Girl Rebel, good night, Air Force sister. And we play Blessings Cheers theme song. I love that Cheers theme song. Then say, good night, 66. Family, we did it. Now, any statements, comments, or concern, what else on your mind? Let me ask you this here. Since we ain't got many, what is your vision for our channel in 2026? What do we need to tackle in 2026? Do we need to deal with these people trying to speak for us? What are some of the things you want to tackle? And we're going to get ready to close out. You have to say good night, family and friends. We say good night to everybody. What things we need to tackle? Good night. Thank you, Brother Paul, for being here, showing the love. Now listen what our brothers say. Rose City D say, this channel is like when you go to somebody big mama house and she tells you, you better come in here and get a plate. My grandma used to say that all the time. Whew. Sorry about that. This year coming up, my grandma's been gone for 20 years in February. Sorry, man. I ain't mean to get emotional. She used to say that all the time, oh man. Come in here and get a plate. My God. Hopefully she's proud of me. I ain't as hard-headed as I always was. I learned some things, man. Sorry, they gonna play that pic. They gonna have that all over the internet. I'm gonna leave it up. Good night, Jay Oliver. Thank you, Charleston, for being kind. Yeah, come in and say, that's how my family, we poor or not, come on and get you a plate. They ain't show no favorites. It was a homeless man on the railroad track where my aunt lived in apartments. And my aunt, she called him up from railroad track. She had two on her apartment. She had a window, a door by the kitchen. And I was about 8, 9 years old. And she fixed him a plate like you were this in the 70s, like you were at a restaurant with a tray, with straw, the drink. And I was like, Auntie, why you feeding him? He's just a homeless person. He don't care how you give him the food. And she told me, you better treat everybody like you dealing with Jesus. Because he say, what you do to least of mine, you done to me. I said, okay. I said, that's deep. Good night, y'all. Oh man, family. Good night. Let's say good night, Betty Box. Good night to Rose City D. Good night to MG Smith. Good night, Vietnam Veteran Initiative for 2026. We're going to talk about Vietnam veteran stuff. We're going to do that. That's one thing we're going to cover. Any other topics y'all want to cover? Do you want me to cover? We need to get on that chemicals on the ships. That's another. Amen, H-Town. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's it. Now y'all mentioned my grandmother, my big mama, and that's what we call a big mama. And boy, man, y'all don't know. I wish they was here, man. I know people live their life, but good Lord, I didn't know how good I had it. I just did not know how good I had it. I always had somewhere to come to, always. And I was a little hard-headed joker because I knew I had family, but I wasn't mean to nobody. Now, Paul, thank you for being here, Paul. And J. Oliver, of course, we said much love. Coasty, thank you for everything. Sorry for getting a little emotional, family. 66 TLUV, thank you. Betty Bobs, thank you for the information, for everything you do. TV 66 for all that good support and all of y'all testimonials. Thank you, MG Smith, for sharing. Farm Girl Rebel, we wish a speedy recovery. We thank Coasty for being honest and checking me out. And Jay Oliver, thank you for reminding us of what our brother said. Yes, indeed. Yeah, thank you. Oh, there goes Jay Oliver. Thank you, Jay Oliver. Rose City D, thank you so much, MG Smith. Family, we thank y'all for being here. We thank y'all for putting in that respect. Yeah, when you said Big Mama, that triggered something in me, boy. I miss my Big Mama. My God. I miss my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, my grandfather, great-grandfather. All of them. If I miss you, charge it to my head, not to my heart. We going through. Let me see, boy, y'all been chatting away. Benny was in here tonight. Thank you so much, Benny, for showing up. And the first person in the room tonight was Coasty. Family, y'all supposed to be getting out of here. And some of y'all, more people coming back in the room. We got it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I missed the person. I'm sorry. Ren Mom, thank you for being here and always being so kind. The Navy. I think the Navy outnumber all of us. Paul Cox said, good night, H-Town. And good night, family. 66 says, what about the PFAS situation? That's what we have to do. We're going to do a Vietnam PSA situation, especially on ships and any air strips or whatever. A lot of our folks need information on that. Could become another Agent Orange situation. Yes, it could. Now listen, Betty Bob says, H-Town, have a beautiful week and enjoy it. I love giving you the information. I love receiving it. And I love telling everybody how you gave it to me. And when Charleston gave it to me. And when Alaska Nights give it to me. I'm telling you, people that can't make it, they're moving around. Because when y'all get y'all 100%, sometimes y'all need to get y'all life and decompress. Y'all give so much. Good night, Charleston, Z, shipmate, and good night, family. Family, how many people we got in there? She say, Betty Bob say we have 18 likes and 9 watching. So they hit that like button before they left. And Charles said, H-Town, that PFAS, send me that information again. The firefighter phone, Navy Bandit. Okay, send me some more articles. I know you had done some a long time ago, brother, and I apologize, but we're going to get that. We're going to do Agent Orange, Vietnam veteran, Agent Orange, and other conditions. We're going to focus on Vietnam veterans. Then we'll focus on Desert Storm veterans. Then we'll focus on some Korean War veterans too, but Desert Storm veterans and the second Iraq wars in Afghanistan. We're going to do something for everybody. That's going to be our focus, to cover all those areas. And these chemicals are going to be one of the priorities. Vietnam era and what goes on these ships with this firefighter phone. Okay? So family, I thank y'all for being so incredibly patient. And I hope the information was informative and you enjoyed yourself and you were able to share. We thank you so much. And I hope we dealt with it. So H-Town, listen with better about H-Town. My father-in-law is 89 years old and he was in the Vietnam era. Definitely so. We're going to have to get on that. I thank y'all for that, because I'm going to do a lot of research, and then I might ask you when I need something else, I'm going to ask y'all for some information. Charleston Zimmer say, good night, shipmate and H-Town family. Yes, indeed. Family. I did the wrong thing on that. Give me a second. Has anybody seen Dougie when it comes to helping us veterans? He was missing in action. He's still missing in action. Have anybody seen the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins, when it comes to standing up for the veteran that he promised when he first got in February? He mentioned this his first video. He would fight for us. Well, where is he now? And I want to give him the opportunity to share that. Has anybody seen Doug Collins, Secretary of the VA? And we want to say, MG Smith say that milk carton portrait cracked me up. Last time we seen him, he was lying to somebody. He was telling us he was trying to sell a car to somebody. Last time we seen him, he was selling a car to somebody, and he took him for a test ride, and we haven't seen him since. Everybody get cracked up by that. So thank y'all. Until next time, family. Have you seen him? If you see him, let us know, because we veterans need him out here to support us. Good night, family.